Well, hello everybody. We're here. I'm here. Clay's been here. He's been live streaming forever. He's a machine. I'm
I
here.
am the machine.
I'm back. I've been out of it, man, for I feel like forever.
Yeah.
Been dealing with
I was
pneumonia.
like, he's just not my friend anymore, I guess.
No, I just wasn't. I couldn't talk. I was coughing all the time. I didn't feel right. I was always. I mean, I already have POTS, so I run out of energy quick. But it was really bad.
Yeah.
And I just, man, after 8 o'clock, I had nothing. And I was starting to get fevers. And then, finally,
It would be
doctor
nicer
said,
if
you've
we
got
could do
pneumonia,
'em
man.
during the day once in a while, but everybody else is still working and stuff, so it's tough.
Yeah.
Because I get tired. I get tired sometimes too, man. Like, 10 o'clock, 9:30 rolls around. I'm like, all right, I'm not ready to go to bed, but I'm tired of looking at the screen.
We've just been so busy. Like at the church, we're doing these video testimonies where people are telling their story of, things that happen.
Yeah.
So it's like 5-minute videos, but everybody speaks for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then I got to spend a week getting a 25-minute video down to 5 minutes. And it still tell a story.
Right.
And yeah, it's been brutal. So I've been editing videos with like 103-degree fever, and I'm just like,
I wouldn't even gone near it.
Yeah.
103, that's a lot.
No, they had to be done. So
got some mud on your boots.
But made it through. Got me some good drugs from the doctor.
Yeah.
And
it set you right.
Yeah. Except I still, like you, I feel like there's a lot of agitation in my lungs. They just want to be mean.
Yeah.
No fever, not sick, just whenever you want to talk.
Yeah. I'm not sick. It's just a post-nasal drip thing or something. I have to clear my throat all the time. Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Constant. It's
Coughing
fine when
and
I'm
clearing.
not talking.
Mm-hmm.
So how you been?
Good. Better. Yeah, it's definitely getting better. It was a stressful 8 weeks.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris and Kevin?
Yeah, there you go. I'll let you do the comments. I'm so stressed out right now.
This is nothing to be stressed out over.
Yeah, apparently it's not. I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? What did I do? Where's my stuff at in EV Mux? Everything's gone. I need to go live. And then you're telling me that you and Kevin
since yesterday, right?
Huh?
You haven't been in EV Mux since they were messing with it yesterday.
The last time I was in EV Mux was Tuesday.
That's it. You were probably just still feeling the effects because Kevin was having trouble last night. Like I said, it didn't go to my channels until like later in the show.
Gotcha.
But I think it picked up right where it was supposed to. It just didn't start at 9 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So it's not you.
Well, then I decided, I come up here at 8:15 to set up my stuff for the show. Excuse me. I'm like, let me use this webcam I'm trying to test out for a review coming up.
It looks good.
And I downloaded the app, but then I noticed EV Mux was all whacked out. So I left the app to go fix this. And then with 5 minutes to go, I opened the app and I'm like, where is stuff? Like, why is my camera looking like this? And I don't know. Anyways, I feel like
just all
I look at you and you've got a healthy skin tone. I look at me right now and I feel like I am pink.
Oh, this is
overly pink.
This is because I put filters on. No. Well, I do have filters because if I don't, I look like newspaper.
But I mean, I even went into temperature and I've adjusted my temperature.
Yeah.
And I still feel like it's just, I don't know. It's a crisp image.
It looks good. I don't think
I'm just not a fan of the
color. Oh, there you go.
The color of it. I just feel like there's too much pink rosy-ish in there. So anyways, the webcam I'm using is the Insta360 Link 2. This guy right here. Got this one.
Oh yeah. What's the thing on the other side? I remember, or I don't remember, but I remember that I knew at one point.
It's like, that's the AI part that tracks you.
Okay.
So the lenses, the camera's on the one side, but the side with the green is like the part that it's like the sonar dish
Hmm.
that tracks it, and then that green light is only when it's on. So when you're tracking, your camera's off, the green light is off. That green only comes on when the camera is sending an image.
Gotcha.
So like right now I'm staring at a green ring staring back at me. So
I want to get my wife like the 360 degree, the little I was just thinking the Insta360 Go
mhm.
with the magnetic clip, because she started a new thing, and I think it would be really cool to have a little post and put a 360 camera on while she's doing it.
Mhm.
She's doing um filling cannolis to order at weddings.
I saw a video clip you had on your Facebook page of her
Yeah.
like literally making the cupcakes on their plate
Yeah,
or
well, it's
something.
cannolis, but yeah,
Yeah.
you've got
Oh,
your toppings and stuff, and then she can just fill the cannolis, and anybody that wants one gets one fresh made right there. Yeah,
nice.
and she gets to run around on the dance floor, with whatever. It's neat, and I'm going with her and filming each one.
Gotcha.
So
Man, that
we got one tomorrow.
that Fifine K669D looks good on you.
It, yeah, right.
I was gonna use it, but it's on another boom arm on another desk, and
Yeah.
with the EV Mux stuff, I'm like, I don't even have enough time to swap mics, so I'm just running with what was already on my desk,
Let's see.
which is the Ethos.
Mike, or not Mike, Kevin says he still likes his e-meat.
I use it too.
It's a good camera.
The other live stream that I do on my other channel for Coffee at the Cross, I have 4 webcams. We have 4 people in the same room. One has the e-meat, one has the OBSBot Meat 4K.
Yeah.
The other one has I use the OBSBot Tiny 2 Lite, and the other one is using the Anchorworks C310. So like all of our inner circle, our favorite webcams, each one of us is using one of our favorite webcams.
Right.
They're all getting represented.
That's great.
So
That's kind of how it should be.
yeah. So it's funny how I got this Insta360 link too. I was done with Insta360. The way the company was, they're good webcams. There's nothing wrong with the webcams. They're great webcams.
I love them.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen.
Yeah. And that's what Bark uses. He
Yeah.
uses the Insta360 Link 2 in his, and that's what I used for a while. Then I got the OBSBot Tiny 2, and I loved it a little bit more. I love the colors a little bit more, but you're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
To me, if you have the Insta360 Link 2 or the Insta360 Link and you paid $300 for it, it's not worth paying another $329 for the OBSBot Tiny 2. The improvements are so minimal.
Right.
So, but anyways, I have the Insta360 Link 2 because OBSBot sent it to me. Go figure.
Now, did they explain that?
Yes, they reached out to me, and like the story with Insta360 Link was when OBSBot came out with their Tiny 2 a year ago, they're like, hey, if we send you the OBSBot Tiny 2 for free, would you do a side-by-side comparison and just tell everybody that ours is better? And if you do that, we'll send you some extra stuff too. And I'm like, no, don't do that. I don't do that.
No.
Not happening. Not cool. We're done.
See, they don't care if you lose credibility. They're huge.
Yeah. So I was like, that's it. We're done. I'm not going to do that. So OBSBot, I did a double take about a week ago. I got an email from OBSBot saying, hey, we'd like to send you the Insta360 Link 2 and the Insta360 Link 2C, which is a smaller version of it.
Yeah.
And we would like you to do a comparison video of them up against our Tiny 2 Lite and the OBSBot Meat, which is, let me see right here. This little guy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So they're like the Insta360 Link C is the competitor to this one. And then the this guy is the competitor to the Insta360 the OBSBot Tiny 2 Lite. And I'm like, oh, here we go again, man. OBSBot, you've been awesome. I love you because of your integrity, and you're doing this to me. Like that. Now we're done. But I kept reading the email, and it said, we don't want you to do a review where you give your opinion. We would just like to know if you'd be interested in doing a side-by-side in-depth comparison of our webcam next to theirs, where you don't even give your opinion. You ask the viewers which one they like,
what
their thoughts are between the two, and comment down below what you like better about the Insta that you would like to see on the OBSBot so we can improve our product. I'm like, I can get on board with that. You're simply asking me to put them side by side for the viewers, and then they make comments down below like, well, I really like the Insta360 link for this feature. I wish it was on the OBSBot. I think the blacks are better, or the definition's better on this one. But give us feedback in the comments so we can improve our OBSBot to be better.
Does this one have a gimbal? Is it on a gimbal?
Yep, it's on a gimbal. Okay. So it's got the motor. I keep pointing. So it's got the gimbal right here that goes up, down, left, and right. So it's got the little, geez, this is hard today.
Yeah,
I've been out of my game for a while. It's got a pivot motor here, and then the gimbal on the side for up and down, and then it just swivels left and right there. So
what's
they
up,
asked
Chad?
me,
thanks for joining.
Yeah, so they're like, are you willing to do it? I said, let me get this straight. You want to send me 2 webcams from your competitor just so I could put them side by side so my viewers can tell you what they think about the 2? And my opinion, like, yeah, no, absolutely. That's what we want. We want feedback. That's all we want, feedback. Between the comparison, I'm like, sure, send them. So they didn't send them. I had to buy them, and then they basically sent me money to cover the cost of what I paid for them. So that's how some of the companies work. They don't send you stuff. Sometimes they ask you to buy it.
That's how Fine did the first
works.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, the second thing I did for them, they took care of before I even got it.
Yeah. And all they're doing is it's just a cost-saving move on their side, so they don't have to pay for shipping. Like if I order on Amazon, I get free shipping, so no one has to pay for shipping. And then they just basically send you the money for what you spent.
Just as much as the device to send it overseas, if not more.
Yeah, and never a penny more. They're just like, all right, just send us a receipt of your thing and we'll reimburse you what you spent. And that's how some companies work that are overseas to save on shipping. And then the companies like Deity and Earthworks and
because they're here.
Yeah, they'll send them to you. Now, OBSBot, though, I will say, OBSBot sends me their stuff directly. They pay for the shipping. But Insta360 Link was that way. Fine is that way.
From?
Mono is that way, I think.
Is OBSBot overseas?
Yeah, they're from China too. So that was another thing that I liked about it. Like it just saved me a step of having to order it, send them a copy of my invoice, and then them send me the payment of whatever I spent on it. But anyways, they were just like, if you're willing to do that, we'd reimburse you whatever your cost is. I'm like, sure.
Okay.
I wasn't in the mood to do it, but I thought there's plenty of people out there with that would like to know the difference between the two, and what better way of knowing you're being honest when you're telling people straight up, I'm not giving you my opinion. It's not my opinion. This is for you guys. What do you think? Comment down below.
That's a good review too.
Yeah.
That's a good approach. You know what I mean?
So, and I just made up my mind I would come on tonight and I would share with my streamers, our family here, my thoughts. But for the video, I'm just going to be like, this isn't a review. This is a comparison and a feedback video where you could give OBSBot. This is an opportunity for you to give OBSBot your thoughts about what you would like it to do that it doesn't do. Yeah. So yeah, they went from, my heart sank for a minute, like, oh no, I just lost OBSBot.
No,
I'm not doing this stuff with them. I'm done with them too. Just like, and then it's like, oh wait, no, this is how it should be.
Yeah. But see, I'd have a hard time if I liked it. I'd have a hard time not saying that because I'd want to be like, I think it's great.
Yeah. So, and I'll say that, like, look, when it's all said and done, if you want to message me, email me about my thoughts on one or the other, I'll tell you then. But this is a straight up video review or video for you guys to give feedback to OBSBot.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Good.
So
It's cool that you got the opportunity to do something like that.
yeah, people don't do that. I mean, they basically paid for the competitor's product to get an honest assessment of their own product. They're like, don't review it. Don't tell everybody ours is better. Don't say anything.
Right.
Just put them side by side and ask the viewers to comment about what we could do better. Sweet.
What do we got here?
Oh yeah. Let's catch up.
Oh, this is he's doing the Bachelor thing tonight. It's just me and the dog.
Pepsi. That's a cool name for a dog.
That is a cool name.
Thanks, Chad, by the way. I was planning on doing a live stream today. Completely forgot. I had to go somewhere at 6 o'clock. Got home completely exhausted at 7. Sat down to watch a movie with my daughter. You know,
at 7.
Yeah, so sat down, but it was the Disney. I don't know if it's Pixar, Disney, Over the Hedge.
Oh yeah.
Old movie from 2006. But she's like, let's watch a movie. I'm like, let's watch something.
Isn't that the one that's got the cat that's all messed up, and he's like, Ron, it's been ages.
It's no, it's the raccoon AJ or RJ, and he tries to steal food from a bear, and then he gets all these animals in the park to help him, a turtle, possums, things like that.
What's the one where they're in the RV and they get out at the gas station and they're stretching and
oh man, I don't know.
It's got that cat. He's like real skinny and his eyes are all messed up and his hair is all goofy and it's funny.
I don't know. I remember it. I just don't know them. Let us know, chat.
Maybe somebody in the chat's seen it.
But I was watching the movie and all of a sudden Chad, sends me a message. Hey, you gonna do a live stream tonight? I'm like, is it? And then I'm like, man, I hope this movie ends quick. And sure enough, that's the wonderful thing about kids movies. They last maybe about, an hour, 90 minutes tops. So I was done at 8:15 and I shot right upstairs. But perfect. Yeah, if Chad hadn't texted me, or, and if you hadn't messaged, if you were going to message me, if you weren't going to message me, I would have completely forgot about it.
I was leaving that completely on you tonight. I was like, I'm just going to let him come to me. He's not feeling good. I don't want to mess with him.
I feel good in the day. It's just in the morning and at night, it catches up to me.
Chris says he would like to see the E-Meet to have a micro 4/3 interchangeable lens mount as opposed to the fixed lens. Would love to see that. Same setup in a 2-axis gimbal. Keep it simple but functional.
What I love about the E-Meet, I love the E-Meet's image quality. I absolutely love it. What frustrates me about that is the app.
Yeah.
It's, I have that fixed on.
You've told me.
Yeah, I have that fixed on one of the hosts on my other show, and every time I got to go in there and dial it back in. And I don't know if it's supposed to save it or not, but I just feel like every time I go in there, I'm back to 0.
Right.
Whereas the OBSBot, this camera, wherever you leave it, when you turn it back on, it's there.
It's there.
What I love about the Anchorworks C310, something I found out the other day is you need next to no light whatsoever, and that thing can still crank it as if there's lights in your room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The one light we were using on one of the hosts was a ring light, but it felt really bright. So I turned it all the way down, and we had the auto exposure on, and it like dialed right in with hardly any light whatsoever.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, that was impressive. So the C310 is like an amazing low light. And what I noticed also, like the last couple of weeks have been stressful here with lighting. I forgot my panel light, my small rig panel light that I have on me with a softbox attached to it. I had taken it to the church to record some of those videos I've been recording of people to play for the church. And I left it at the church, and I used that for that live stream. So I had no light from me whatsoever. I'm like, oh my gosh, all I have is this yellow house light on my face.
Yeah.
And I was able to take the color correct and just cool it down. And I could not tell the difference between having a studio softbox light on my face and a regular light. And I'm just sitting here thinking, that's cool for people who can't afford lights.
Yeah.
You can just
Well,
slide that temperature down and it dialed
I
my face
have
and my tone in just right.
this light. What's up, King Paco? By the way, I have this light in here. It's a like those ceiling lights for like a bedroom. It's got the little glass thing that you attach with the little screws.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want the light to come directly on me because it's harsh. So I took black electrical tape.
Yeah.
And I taped up one half of the little glass thing so that the light aiming at me is covered up, so it only aims at the wall.
Wow. Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that
because
was
it's
one of the
it's a you know what I'm talking about, those
yeah.
bulb looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
we have in that other room too. And it points right at my face when we're trying to do our show.
Yeah.
So I put my softbox between my eye line and the light. So it blocks off the house light. And
Yeah.
all that hits my face is the studio light. And I'm like, man, now I gotta live stream with this thing.
Kevin, yeah, for me I have to change the EV
Yes.
and the white balance
That's
back
right there.
to
Every
whatever I
time.
want it. It reverts back. And he meant to say
And it's not a big
where I
deal
want it.
until you're doing a live stream with 4 people with 4 different webcams
Yeah.
that are not the same. So it's like you're
Right.
trying to go live, but not everybody walks into the room until it's like 15 or 10 minutes to go. So now that everybody's sitting down, you got 10 minutes to go to everybody's laptop in the room and dial in their webcams. Oh, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only thing. I love the eMeet 800's image though. When you dial it in,
Oh, it looks.
it's just great.
I was blown away when he showed it to me when he first got it.
Yep.
Kevin's, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. It looked better than mine.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like,
crisp and it's
yeah,
rich.
yeah. Chad likes the C310.
Yeah.
Does not plan on getting rid of it.
Yeah, that's what it was. And that's the thing about that we were just saying about the C310 is I just cannot believe how good of an image you get with no studio lights whatsoever. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. There's like no light on his corner whatsoever. It's dark.
Yeah.
And yet his face looks like he's got a studio light on him. So its ability to pick up a great image in dark rooms is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, it's just it's a regular house light, a ceiling light. I didn't want the light coming on to me, but I wanted it to hit. I've got a strip left above my moving blanket.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it to bounce a little bit, just to come back to me. So I just taped off one side, so it's all black on this side, and it shines that way. And hopefully, I don't blind you guys. If I move wrong, I'm trying something, but it's not working. I wanted something of a hair light, but I have nowhere to mount it yet because I'd have to mount it to the ceiling. So I have a light down on the floor aimed up at basically the back of my chair, and I'm trying to cut me out of the background.
Yeah. My hair lights I've got mounted to my ceiling. So like I've got a key light air mounted to the ceiling back there.
Yeah.
And then I've got another one mounted to the ceiling up there. And they're just panel lights.
Yeah.
I just messed up my camera. I spent so much time making sure this was level.
To, just push me out of the background. Because I feel like sometimes I blend right in with it, with my black shirts and.
Yeah. I remember I did a video like that. I was like trying to do a video review of the Shure MV6 and I was wearing a black shirt. Can't even see the microphone.
Right. Oh yeah, you said you wore the wrong color shirt.
Yeah. I was wearing a black shirt. Everything was black in here, and like you couldn't see it in my shirt except for the green ring right there.
Yeah. Aren't those interchangeable? You can put different colors on them?
No, it's part of it. It's
all right.
It's part of the cage. Man,
that's crazy looking.
It's part of the cage right there, and it's screwed on. So it's not RGB. It's the actual color of the plastic.
Gotcha. Yep.
And you just get this really flimsy pop filter that goes on it. It barely feels like it goes on all the way. See how it's like not flush at the bottom?
Yeah.
So don't even sit on tight. That's frustrating. But Yeah, it sounds good when you like bake in 100% dark into it. Until then, it's really, really thin. I was really bummed about it. And I bought that with my own money too. I was really
With
bummed
my
about it.
own money, I sold something. I was just gonna,
Yeah.
I mowed lawns for that.
Yeah. Sold my kidney for that.
Chad thinks it looks like a hairdryer without the pop filter.
Yeah. It's just, it's so weird. And the thing is, like, there's no pop filter out there that fits this for this.
Yeah,
Now,
because
this is
that's
it.
big.
It's a flimsy pop filter, but when you turn it inside out, you find actually Shure did something with it. So when you turn it inside out, you could see it's layered.
Oh yeah.
So it's got this big, thick, like super
Yep.
thick tip on it. And then the edges are a little bit thicker. And then it gets really thin on the edges. I know it looks like something else, but I'm not going to say it. I turned that inside. I was like, I
was
can't
already
do that.
thinking it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. We're done here.
Maybe flip that thing back around.
Yeah, we're done here. But I tried to do that in the video. I cut it out. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, you would. That wouldn't. What's the word? That wouldn't blow over well in church.
No, not in my circles. No. But man, you look healthy. I look like
you know what? I had my procedure, and knock on wood, you know how you got to do a clean out?
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've been fine. And we're working on since like September 12th. I've had no problems at all. So
good.
Yeah. Crossing my
because you
fingers.
were struck.
Oh man, I was getting nervous.
You were gonna have no insides left.
No.
I mean, your inside should have looked like shiny, polished chrome.
Yeah. Like, they were squeaky clean.
Fine
man.
china on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, King Baco, thank you for the $2, bro.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Have a wonderful day. Send me a free microphone. I will say this. I'm getting ready to do a purge here.
A purge?
Yeah. I'm trying, like, you and Kevin were talking about, like, people that have insane microphones. I know exactly how many Bronson has in his studio. He told me it's crazy.
Say it. We need to hear
250.
250 microphones.
Yeah, he was ballparking
King Paco,
it
you hear that?
on the low end. Bronson has 250 microphones because he said he just held on to them too long. Some of them you just can't even sell.
It's not worth getting rid of them now.
Yeah, he said that now they're worth more as a comparison microphone than it is to sell it. And so I was doing that for a while, and I was holding on to them. Oh, Mark's here.
Just the two of them.
Mm-hmm. So, and Bark's good for that too. Like he'll purge and sell some stuff to clear some room.
I look on his store once in a while to see if there's anything I want.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a terrible business person. Like, I give my stuff away. I do.
I was gonna say you'd sell everything for $20. I'll give you 2. You can have 2.
There was I went to lunch with a guy today who's dealing with some health issues. He was a fireman at Ground Zero for 2 years, pulling, you know, looking for rubble or looking for bodies in the rubble to ID. And so he's battling cancer from all that stuff because none of them wore masks when they were down there.
That stinks.
So we meet, you know, he's winning. Like he struggles, but he's winning. But he was telling me about how his like 11-year-old son wants to start gaming, but he's struggling financially. I'm like, dude, don't spend any money on some gear. I got a gaming mic that I will never use the rest of my life. Like, so I'm like, I'll give you a webcam. I'll get you a Shure micro. I'll basically be his, you know, like lottery. My
son is doing similar stuff. He's not podcasting yet, but he's gonna be with a friend. But he's been doing like I thought I told you that he's doing like the fantasy football stuff and he's growing pretty good. But I sent him microphone, interface, boom arm. I'm getting ready to send him another camera. You know,
that's what I'm doing. I've been trying to sell stuff, but I can't stop giving stuff away. But it's one thing to ship it; it's a pain. But when you know someone, you know, down the street or around the corner, It's like, man, don't,
Well,
they're
I'm shipping to
struggling.
him, so
Yeah, they're living paycheck to paycheck, or they're struggling to pay bills. It's like, dude, don't. I got you, man. I just got all this stuff sitting there collecting dust.
yeah. Well, that's kind of what it is. Like I'm gonna send him the Anchor Power Conference 200.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants a secondary camera, so I'm like, oh, I'll send you this.
Yeah, I still got that
Sent him a
somewhere.
K669D because I've got 3 of them.
Yep.
So I sent him one of those.
Yep.
But I didn't send him this one.
Yeah, there you go.
This one's not leaving.
They asked me today if I'd given some away, and what were they saying? Like, they all want one, and the
Yeah.
people who are watching, I said I gave one to Bark, I gave one to you, and they're like, every time somebody sees it, they're like, dude, you got to make these. So I like just said, hey, if you decide to go mainstream with this, you're gonna make some money.
Yeah.
Make some colors.
I think they should. I know it's a big change because of manufacturing, but they would sell. They would sell like crazy, and they could bump the price up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I said, like it's kind of tying into the topic I wanted to talk about tonight. Was Fifine kind of shot their shot with the K669D. It's like, it is hard to get excited about cheap microphones when you're measuring it against that microphone.
Yeah.
The build quality of the K669D, the sound you get, throwing the the Shure SM7B Chunky Monkey pop filter on there, and you're getting like amazing, deep, rich tones with that microphone. So it's like every time someone wants to send me a Mono, trying to send me the PD100X, the bug light, the bug zapper microphone,
the bug light.
That's what I was like. I told them no, straight up. I'm like, no, I'm just, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm trying to get the videos. I want to be excited about the video. I want it to have something new. I think Bark has been at the forefront with this one when it comes to USB mics.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, and they're pumping more stuff out, but the microphones aren't getting better. They're just getting more gimmicky.
See, I don't like the gimmicky part.
Yeah, it's like these microphones are coming out with are just
like the AM8. That thing sounds so good.
Yeah.
I gave mine away because a friend needed one, so I want it again, but I don't care anything about the lights and like the the RGB lights. It's just it turns me off. I don't want it. But I like the mic.
Everything they're doing with microphones right now that seem to be like under that $70 price range that they're all fighting for.
Yeah.
They're not making the sound better. They're making it look better. They're making
we gave it 3 more knobs.
Yeah, they're doing everything else, and I feel like the audio quality is actually getting worse. Like
because
they're thinner. They clip. Like, I think the Mayano PD100X. I keep hitting this one, but it's true. Like, I feel like the proximity effect, it destroys your audio. Like, this really disappointed me as a USB mic. I'm like, finally, a USB mic, and Shure made it. Now I'm excited. What are you going to bring to the game? And the audio tone of this is just so meh. The only thing I was excited about this was, all right, it's a mic that'll last forever because it's built insanely tough, and the app is super awesome. So it's
well, Shure's their software.
Yeah,
I love it. When I had the MVX2U, which I gave to my son, I was like, dude, this is really cool. Like, you could do a lot of processing, and there's a lot of control, a lot of presets. Like, it's worth it.
Yeah, so I still did the review even though I bought it. I was about ready to send it back and not even review it when I first listened to it. I'm like, I can't even. I don't want it. This is awful. But then when I baked in 100% dark, I was like, okay, I can use this tone. And for the first time, I did a review where I started with processing on it because I couldn't stand listening to it unprocessed in my own headphones to do the review. So it was like, all right, I'm going to do it with processing, and then I will sample it without processing instead of doing it without processing, sample with. I flipped it just to get through the video, but I did love the app because I felt like, okay, that is something new. It seems like the only ones out there that are doing something like that is Beacon with their software app where you can bring in gaming, chat, Discord, and all that in their
But you're
software that
not
comes with the
processing.
mic. Elgato with their Wavelink software. So I was like, those were the two. Now Shure's jumping in. Okay, so that's why I still did the video. I'm like, Shure's now jumping in. This is the mic they give you out of the box. It's like nails on a chalkboard, awful to me. But when you slide that thing all the way to dark, I can use it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, you saved it.
I want to see this $9.99 XLR USB
Yeah.
combo.
I'm scared. Like,
You're scared.
like
I'm
if they're
scared.
selling it for that much, what
Yeah.
did they put into it? It's got to be like 90% RGB.
It's clear. It's like they made it in a sandwich bag,
Yeah.
a Ziploc.
But I just feel like when it comes to USB only microphones, the only mic that has moved the needle at all is the MV6, and not because of the mic, but because of the app and the Toner TC310 that Bark,
yeah,
came out with first. He did the review on it, and I reviewed it a little bit after that. Just because at that price, it was a handheld that had great off-axis rejection for people trying to live stream gamers on the kid in high school trying to start a gaming channel with a fan in the room. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Other than that,
the mic that I don't know if he put it out today, but I watched today. Dave, what the heck?
I haven't seen his today. No.
What the heck was it? It was, I can't remember the name of it. It was a almost a clone of like the Blue Yeti. It kind of looked like a Blue Yeti Mini.
Huh. Is it there's a Razer and then there's the Logitech Mini and then the Elgato Mini, which looks like a tiny Yeti.
This was USB only.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great mic, but it sounded good when you considered that it was $32.
Yeah.
And it had like really good, it's good for somebody that's moving around a lot.
Gotcha.
Because wherever as long as he stayed in front of it and it's an end address, it was picking him up good, and he was like a good foot or so away.
That's what this had too. I was surprised about that. That was another feature, and again, why the app was so cool for the MV6. Like the Lewitt Ray that has that radar thing on it that has like automatic gain control.
I want to try
this. This had it in the, if you're using the app, you can turn auto gain on where it
adjusts.
Like, it basically tracks your waveform. So instead of like a radar thing, a sonar laser
when you're closer,
thing,
your waveform will be tighter.
It'll try to keep your waveform at a certain. It's really cool. That I did like that about that, but just USB mics. I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of mics right now because they're just.
That's why I'm trying to do, like with me and Kevin, each week I'm trying to find something that we can make a tutorial out of, something that we can teach somebody. And because we're running out of mics as far as ones that we have,
ones you could recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point I started this channel was just to, for people who are really on a budget trying to start a channel, that had no money. I mean, you're talking, $50 for a microphone or something, or $100 for a webcam. I mean, super cheap. That's how this whole thing started, was, stuff I could recommend for you to use. And now it's just, like Bark hit. He was saying here that's why he got hooked on the wireless lav stuff. The mic releases have been discouraging. Yeah, like the USB mics and even the cheaper XLR mics under $100.
Way down.
Just tough, but the lav stuff is awesome. FineFind reached out to me today about their 2 wireless lav set but it's not a lav set. They're transmitters and receivers. You can't plug a lav into it, but it was under $100 or something like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. But yeah, I'm with Bark. It's like the only ones that the new innovative cool stuff that is happening is that the wireless clip-on receivers, the Hollyland Lark, and the Mono even had the smaller ones. I think Dave and Bark reviewed those.
Yeah,
those are really cool, and I'm getting into those because I'm doing a lot of those interview style videos, like once a week.
Right,
I'm doing them.
That's what I'm on the hunt for. I was just texting with Bark the other day. I'm like, I'm trying to find. I've got those little cheap ones, and I've got my Movo set. Well, the only thing I
Yeah.
don't like about my Movo set is they're not rechargeable. I have to go buy AAA batteries and put them in it, and make sure that I've got batteries in it.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to find something that's rechargeable, but also something. The little cheap ones that I have, they were like those $20. I'll just show you. Where's the camera? Those little things,
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen those. Yeah.
they work really good, and they have like incredible noise cancellation. That's the problem, is the noise cancellation for me is too much.
Yeah. A
You
lot
know
of
what I
them are
mean?
like that, I think. The noise
Yeah.
cancellation feature, they're aggressive.
It's like all the way on. It's not, there's no in between.
Oh. But yeah,
So,
I've been using a lot with the Hollyland Lark Max for my professional interview videos that I've been
yep.
doing every week lately. I use the Rode Wireless Go, the original ones, for whenever I do a video, a talking headshot in here. And then I use the Comicas, the the Boom. I can't remember what they are, but it's the Comicas, and I use those for outside. You know, whenever
Yeah.
it's just in my go bag for
That's what I
outside
need.
videos like
Something
Bark does.
outdoor. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a weekly video where to open up church service on Sunday, I just do like a 2-minute announcement video. Hey, well, thank you for coming. Don't forget Wednesday to come on out. We have Bible study, and Thursday's the church picnic. And I'm at different locations on our campus when I'm doing it. I'm outside on the softball field or at the pavilion over here, or I got the church campus
Yeah.
behind me. But it's just a quick grab and go bag that I have, camera. And so I use the Comica for that. I use my Hollyland for the inside studio interviews that I do. And then I use my Rode Wireless Go here. But I'm like, Bark has got me stirred up with this. I'm like, man, it's like the only thing to get excited about are these new super portable,
Lav mics.
great quality lav mics that are so,
Yep.
because here's the thing. Like it's just something it's a quirk I have. I use the Hollyland Lark Max, but I use Rode lavalier mics plugged into them. So when a lady comes in and it's just me and this lady in my recording studio that I built at the church, I'm like, hey, you need to clip this on, but you got to drop this down the shirt here and tuck it over
Yeah,
here.
it's a little
And it's like,
uncomfortable. Yeah.
I'll step out of the room. I would love to find a great budget option where it's just like those
But even that,
the Hollyland
Well,
ones that just like the little
the magnet.
circles. Yeah, the magnet
Yeah,
type.
no, it's even this, because there's no wire. This is wireless. I'll hand it to people. Like this past Sunday we did it was a photo shoot, and there was a model, and then there was 3 photographers, and we film each. It's like a game show. It's part of the stuff that we're working on. And the model was 16 years old, and she was a contortionist, and she was dressed up like kind of like crazy clown looking.
Mhm.
And I just was like, here, put that on, because like I'm not putting it on.
Yeah.
I need it over here.
Yeah, that's what I literally had to do that today.
Yeah.
But what
Like, I'm
made
not
it even
doing
worse,
it.
her husband was with her, and I'm just like, okay, he's sitting right there, and I'm like, okay, I need you to clip this on your collar here, but tuck this down your shirt. I'm gonna step outside. You let
Right.
me know, just shout out when you're ready. And I would just like to get one of those like magnet ones where they could just like clip it
Yeah.
right here. Small little
Yeah.
discs.
And what I like about that is like these, they're like this long.
Yeah.
And there's always, like, she was doing some maneuvers, and her shoulder and like the part of her, she had like a tank top thing atop,
Mhm.
kept brushing against it because it's just flopping around.
Yeah.
Those little like quarter size things with a magnet on it, there's probably a lot less chance of getting noise that you don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's got my interest. And right now, Bark is pretty much the main game, leading us with the lav
wireless
mic reviews right now. And
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
thankful because I'm trying to. Comica reached out and wanted to know if I do the review of the 4 transmitter set.
Oh yeah, yep.
And I wanted to do it, but I've just been so busy I can't. So I don't know. Park, maybe you can help me out. I'd like to get a 4 transmitter set for just like one instance was, it's election season. We're not going to get into politics or anything here, but I had some people that were competing for city council
Yeah.
or county council. They wanted to know if I would have them come into my podcast studio where they could a mini debate, just come in, ask them questions. They were friends, but they were competing against each other. But they just wanted me to record something for them to put on Facebook to post in the community so you know who to,
Yeah.
And I'm like, that I have a bunch of two transmitter sets. I don't have anything over 2. And I would need one for me, one for that. So that I need at least 3, maybe 4. So it's like, I need to get into this. So I'm starting to pay a little more attention to it. So
he said that's why he got hooked on wireless lab stuff. The mic releases have been discouraging.
Yes. Epos Vox posted a video this morning I saw where he was just talking about, he's had a lot of excuses why he hasn't been making a lot of videos lately. And he said one of the reasons is he's just so swamped with gear, and it's a lot of gear that just doesn't move the needle. So there's not a lot of motivation to make the videos. And then when he finally gets to it, it's not even relevant anymore.
Right.
So he's like, I just got to start being better selecting the stuff I want to do. Cause like Bark just said, the mics aren't moving the needle anymore. All the mics I'm trying to get now are all like over $200. I'm like, everything right now under $100, I have no interest in.
I can't, unless somebody's sending it to me, I can't start reviewing multiple mics that are even over $100. I can't keep doing that.
So here's the blessing. Like, I've been so busy for 3 months, all my Amazon affiliate money coming in. I haven't touched it because I haven't been able to really make a video except for what someone did send me. I did spend money on this one. But like the Insta360 Link 2 that I'm using right here, this was sent to me. But so I haven't spent any money in like 3 months. I've been so busy, and then I got sick. So it's like all this money's accumulated. So I was telling Kevin earlier, I said, man, I actually might be able to get my Neumann BM705 mic. It's a $700 microphone, but it's a studio broadcast microphone. It's been one of my favorites for years. Like I always listen to my Detroit sports radio show every day for 4 hours. And those are the mics they have in studio. I love how they sound on everybody's voice that uses it. And they've got different voice. They got deep guys. They got a guy with my style voice, which is annoying. And then, but they got deep voices, lighter voices, thin voices. And they all sound amazing on this microphone. And then they've got an RE27 in there, and then an RE20 in there. So when you hear them on those other mics, you're like, you can hear the difference. And I'm like, man, I really like that Neumann.
I want to figure out a way to try out an RE20. I can't afford one, but I think I want it for the Chronicles.
Yeah.
Just for,
yeah.
I don't know. I just want to hear it.
Great mic. That was the one I've been saving up for. That was my dream mic that I've wanted, because that's what I started with when I had my radio show back in the 90s in high school. We had an RE20 in there.
I like that one.
Oh, the Ethos?
Yeah, but the sounds that I've been like more and more hearing that I think I would like with my voice are the RE20 and any of the Lautons, but I can't afford none of them.
I reached out again. Bark, if you're listening, I reached out to Lauten again. I said, hey, man, it's been a year. Can I get one of those? Bark has one. Bronson has one. I don't have one. I'd love to compare it with the Ethos. It'd be great. And they're like, man, appreciate you. It's the end of the year. We can't afford it. Maybe reach out to me at the beginning of next year. We'll see what we can do.
The Bulldog
I am
Social
trying
Podcast.
so hard
How
to get
doing?
that LS208 that Bark.
Yeah.
That's just an amazing mic.
That one would be good enough, but like there's another one that they have called the Atlantis. That I really, man, but it's like $1,800, and that's just not. Nope. The Mayono wireless mic set. Has the magnets. Haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
Tried to use it once. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know Mayono had a wireless set that had the magnets.
Dave Satura did a video review of it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. pretty good.
What is?
He was walking around the neighborhood with it. He left his house and walked down to the tennis courts so you could hear people in the background and all kinds of stuff. It was pretty good.
All right, I'll send it to you. He said he sent me a link for something that you could use at the church.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, so right now I'm going to be able to buy an expensive microphone, which is the only thing that got me excited. But it's also depressing because if once I get this microphone, no one's going to want to buy it. So when do review a microphone, they're like, why would I pay $700? It's purely a selfish purchase.
Which one?
It's the Neumann BM705 broadcast mic.
That's a very selfish.
Very selfish. And here I am at 2,000 subscribers going to do a review of a $700 mic. It is like going into a trailer park and trying to sell someone a Lamborghini. Like, it's just not going to work.
Right. It's not.
And it goes against everything I would say. Like, don't buy this. This is a review of the Neumann 705. Don't buy it. It's ridiculous. Get yourself a case. Bart just said it too. I see here. Why would you pay hundreds of dollars for a microphone when the K669D is out there? So don't. Here's a review. Don't buy it. Get this $20 mic.
Yeah.
$29 mic.
I'll let you answer this one right here.
What we got?
I don't want to slaughter the name. So he's from Indonesia, and he wants to know what microphone this red one is. He says, "Is that a K669D?" It
is. Yes. So Fine had reached out and saw a video or watched they heard about our live stream we did where I had bought the Rode NT1 Signature Series. And I was so excited because I love the red one. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Here it is.
You gotta, yeah.
So I bought it because I love the look of it. The black with the black shock mount and the red and everything. And I just love the look of it. And then I plugged it in and I was so not impressed. And I think Bart can echo that one.
Well, it sounded okay.
Yeah.
But halfway through, everybody wanted him to compare it to the K669D. So he hooked up the 669D and everybody was like, all right, yeah, just leave that other one off to the side.
But I want a red microphone. So Fine reached out and said, hey, we will definitely make you a red one as a thank you for collaborating with us and just making some great videos. And so they sent me out a couple of them. It is supposed to be just one, but they ended up sending me out a couple of them. So I sent the extras out to Clay as co-host, and then I sent the other red one out to Bark from Obscure Mics because he was the guy that found it. Bark found it for all of us.
Yeah, Obscure Mics is who we all started seeing this on.
So, dude, I'm just telling you, if you guys are watching this right now and you're not subscribed to his channel, you're missing out, bro.
Yeah. Obscure Mics, Obscure Tech. He's got a couple other ones. Those are the two main ones that I watch. Good stuff.
He's got his pulse. Like, Bark, you got your pulse, your finger on the pulse of the nation right now. Because I'm just saying, like, I have been looking at these monitors to hook up to my MacBook 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro. Because everywhere I go, I've got a 3-monitor setup. At the church for editing there, 3-monitor setup. When I come home, I got one here. But there's sometimes I just want to go out to the park, like Bark in the Park, and I just want to sit down and edit a video while my daughter's riding or climbing trees or something. But I can't do it because I need more than one monitor because I get into DaVinci Resolve and I need another monitor to pull files in and out of. I get so annoyed when I got to minimize DaVinci Resolve, then open up a file, drag it. It's just a pain. When I got to minimize DaVinci. Oh, gotcha.
Oops, did that come in?
Yeah.
It's because my phone is connected to my Vocaster and I'm trying to send somebody a link to the show.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, it's just a pain. So I was like, I want to get one of these monitors, but I've never seen anybody that I know use one. And it just felt so gimmicky. And then Bark did a review of one the other day and I'm like, oh,
there, I took care of that.
It is good. Okay, I'll get that one.
Right.
So when I do get that, I'm going to use his link. And it's not 90. When I hit it, it's not 99 anymore. It's 150, but I will still buy it because I can trust it. No, the second monitor that clips onto the M1 MacBook Pro that he did on Obscure Tech the other day. So yeah,
I have to go look for that. I didn't see that.
I loved it, man. I was like, this is perfect for what I need. He said, don't buy it.
Is it one that has like 2 monitors?
It's just a separate monitor, but it clips on to your existing laptop monitor. And now you've got 2 side by side. And I would just, like he was saying in his review, it's not amazing color accuracy, but it's great for like surfing, internet. And I would just need that second monitor as my monitor to go into files and drag them into DaVinci Resolve.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Bark, man. Now I got to send you something. By the way, I still want to send you that SR117 for you to review too. The Earthworks SR117.
Yeah. I'd like to hear his voice on it.
I know, me too. That's why I need to know. I need to know.
What is he going to send you a what?
That monitor that clips on.
Oh.
He is the man.
He's like, don't buy it.
That hardly seems fair.
I know.
Hardly seems fair.
They have
like
one.
I need to do something more.
I didn't see it on a MacBook, but I saw it on like a an HP, and it clips onto your, you open up your laptop, it clips onto the back, and then it's got 2 screens.
Yeah. So I saw that
3.
too. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. 3 monitors set up somewhere else. But then I'm like,
yeah.
No,
I go on a 3. I've got 3 monitors, but I close the MacBook when I'm doing stuff, and I just have 2. That's enough for me.
Bart just made my Christmas.
What's up, Bill?
Thank you, man.
It feels weird for me to call him Bill, but whatever.
Bill?
Yeah. We grew up together.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, and we didn't call him Bill, but what we called him doesn't sound as adult as Bill, so I'll leave it at that. To us, what we called him, there was nothing wrong with it. Later in life, lingos changed. People started using what we used to call him for something else, so it sounds weird now. So
I will tell you the worst name I've ever had to call someone to their face, and I almost lost my job because I couldn't keep a straight face. All right.
Go ahead.
So a guy comes in. I used to about 6 or 7 years ago, I was working at a lumber yard, and I was a salesman, but I was covering the front counter during lunch break. So I was at the front counter. Guy comes in, says, "Hey, I need to get some hardy board and some plywood and this and that." I'm like, okay. So I put it all in the computer. I said, what do you want for your purchase order? And he's like, just my name. I'm like, okay. And he says, Dick Moorhead. And I did what you did. I started laughing out loud. And he had the most upset look on his face. He looked at me like,
What? What's funny? Yeah.
That's my name. I'm like, are you serious? So he happened to be like best friends with the owner of the company.
He said I could say it. So his name is Bill William. His middle name is Justin. So that's what we call him, BJ.
Yeah. Hey, we
BJ.
had our warehouse guy was called BJ.
Whenever I see Bill, I'm like, that's not your name.
Our warehouse guy was BJ. So I had to sit there and say, BJ, we've got Dick Moorhead coming out to pick up some lumber at door number 3.
6 other people still call me that. Yeah.
I lost it. I had to go in the owner's office and just say, hey, but you might get a phone call later.
But you know what's funny? Dick is short for Richard.
And that's his name.
And when I was growing up, that was normal. Like nobody thought of it like, oh, he said Dick. It was
Dick Trickle.
Yeah. My grandfather, his name was Richard. Everybody called him Dick. Yeah. Some people called him Little Dick because he was a junior.
I was like, I can't even get in trouble for anything for saying that. That's the dude's name. So I had to go back. I was like, Dale, you might get a phone call. I laughed at someone in their face when they said what their name was, and he says, what?
Hey.
And I was like, Dick Moorhead? Oh, you didn't laugh, did you? Like, how could you not?
At least it was more and not just Head.
Oh, yeah. I'd have been
So
done. So yeah, he was okay with it, but I was 15 Shades of Red just because I thought the guy's like, nobody's named that. Nobody, and no one chooses. Like his real name's Richard. If your real name is Richard Moorhead, why
Rick.
would you ever go with that nickname? Unless you
Right,
just want to
no.
troll the world.
Now, at least if you went around saying your name was Rick Moorhead, that sounds normal, except for the, occasional deep thinker that walks away going, Rick is short for Richard Dick Moorhead. Like
Yeah. So
that's
just
the
to
only
be clear,
people.
y'all,
Yeah.
we're just talking about names. We're not making stuff up. These are people's names. We're
This is
just
names.
reciting them out loud.
Yeah. This is just names.
That was
Just
awful.
very nowadays, very risque names.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It just didn't help. Like as I'm walking away, the guy's like, he was so mad, and the
I don't
other
know what was
guys
so
were laughing.
funny.
He's like, "Why is this so funny?" And they're like, "Dude, that guy's a pastor." You just made him say he's laughing at you for your name. He's
You
like,
just-
"Oh, now I get it. Now that is funny."
Yeah.
It's like
Was he older?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that's why he didn't get it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fun.
What is he saying? What?
I use a display link with 2 Samsung 30-inch monitors. Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I have. I have a display link with my Mac Mini. So I have 3 like with the Mac Minis, you can only do 2 monitors.
Same with the MacBook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the MacBook, you can do 2 monitors and still use your main monitor. So you can still get a
Yes.
3 monitor setup.
Yes.
But Mac Mini, you're stuck with 2. So I had to get a display link box to get my 3 monitor setup here.
See,
So
I want to
they're
get,
great.
but they're expensive. They're like, I haven't looked up all the prices, but I know one we got before I left my work. One of the girls in the office got one, and it's a hub
Mhm.
this one was for a HP laptop, but they make one for the MacBooks that you can put you can put 3. I don't even know how many it has, but I know you can at least put 3. I wanted to do that at one point because I have 5 monitors. Well, I have 4 monitors, I should say. And I was like, man, I could have them all over the place. I don't really need it. It just was fun.
Yeah, Battle Station.
Yeah.
Oh, Bark, you really making me jealous now. I really want to upgrade to the M2. They're like, we just
he's
bought
on
M3s.
a Mac Mini M2.
We just bought M3s for we had to move out of our sanctuary into our gym because we've grown from like 150 people the last 2 years to like 300 to 500 people on a given Sunday, 350 whatever. So we had to move into the gym, and we're like, we're not ripping all the gear out. We're just going to get new gear to move into the new building across the street when that's finished. So they went out and bought all M3s, and now here I am using an M1, and I'm the video editor guy, and all they're doing is streaming. Yeah, but all they're doing is streaming to Facebook, and you need an M3.
No, they don't need it.
Here, use my M1 MacBook, and I'll take the M3.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, it's got to go where we bought it. Like,
yeah,
I'm the number 2 boss here. There's only one guy above me. Give me that.
Yeah, I'm not capable of upgrading, so I'm gonna have to just ride this out for a while.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Mac though. That you get 10 years out of them.
Yeah,
and the only reason you need to upgrade then is because the updates stop after 10 years.
My daughter has it's a MacBook Pro, but it's an earlier one. It's an old one. It still works really good. We found it.
Wow.
We got some furniture when I was at my job that was like stuff that was from Pottery Barn, and there was like these file cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some in one time that they were just to be destroyed. They were supposed to go in a dumpster. And instead of being in a box, because everything we got was usually brand new, it was broke somehow. These file cabinets were shrink wrapped, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. They're just shrink wrapped. They're not in a box. And my daughter liked them, and I said, take them home. And she took them home, cut the shrink wrap off, and one of them, she opened the bottom drawer, and there was a MacBook Pro in there with the charger and a piece of paper that had all the passwords to get into the computer. So her boyfriend wiped it out and restarted it, and she got a MacBook. It's not new.
I used to get lucky like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, I was a maintenance supervisor for low-income housing apartments, and people would get evicted all the time. And you go in there, and there's just stuff everywhere.
M1 iPad Pro. But that's good. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Dude, I was editing on an 8th gen iPad for the longest time. I was using LumaFusion,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually really good. If you've ever heard of it or used it, it's really good. It's a touch, so it's set up for the iPad. It only works with Apple, and it's made as a touch screen software.
Wow.
So, and I could do some really good edits with it.
Yeah, I can use DaVinci Resolve on my M1 iPad Pro.
Chris says I need 4 monitors at 80-inch diagonal.
Or
maybe he means 8-inch.
80 degree.
80 degree, yeah.
Yeah.
Helps with our age thing with the eyes.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I thought about having, because then I can spread stuff out. I'm nerdy though.
Yeah, I love my battle stations.
Yeah.
I want to do like like Tom Buck just did another review, like studio update tour. Epos Fox did a video today where he was just basically saying that the market is just blah and it's depressing and people just need to like start making some good stuff again.
If my camera goes out for a second, it's just I'm messing around.
But he was doing a video with his phone in his hand and you could see his studio in the background. And I'm like, I got to clean my room so I could do this. Like this room is a mess right now because I've been sick for a month.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Top down shot. There's an unboxing.
Yeah.
Here comes an unboxing.
There we go. Now, can I go over to it and move it?
I'm trying to see. I feel like right now the stuff that's really getting me excited are like the laptops. The PC are now making like PCs that are the size of the Mac Minis now. And they're like $700-800. And I want to get one of those just so I could do reviews of USB mics that are only, Windows microphones, like the Rode XTM100 is a Windows only type USB. Yeah. The Beacon. I tried to review that on my Mac Mini and it was awful. I sent it back.
I don't know. I'm very thankful and grateful for the one that I have. And I'm going to have to be stuck with it for a while.
I'm trying to look up the LumaFusion is solid. I'm trying to look at that one. I just talked about the LumaFusion.
How do I change the position of that? I was going to see if I could show my setup. Image.
Yeah. I love DaVinci Resolve, but it's such a learning curve, but I've been using it for 4 years now that I'm starting to get better at it. I am nowhere near where Bronson is. Like Bronson gets into the color grading and stuff.
That's what it's known for.
Yeah. It's what the professional studios were using for color grading. And then but everybody's using Adobe for editing. So DaVinci decided to really step up their game so they wouldn't double dip. So they really have gotten really good. So I've gotten pretty good at the editing and the effects and things like that. But color grading is still, I haven't even touched it. And I honestly don't want to, because I think, like where Bark is at, there's just a point where it's unnecessary to have 4K, true 4K camera. Like I'm using a webcam right now for the live stream. You're using a phone.
Yeah.
I use my camera for my video reviews.
It's good enough.
But for live streaming and all that other stuff, even on a quick video review, my podcasts, I use the webcams just because how easy they are. You can pack them up in a backpack. You can go. So like going back to the color grading, a webcam, you can color grade it right there on your screen.
Yeah.
You're going into your temperature, your shutter speed, your ISO. You could adjust all that and avoid the color grading. My Sonys I got dialed in right now, but I have never really I think I've only color graded one video, and it was because I had an orange shirt and I had my palette wall behind me,
So the
and
orange was
I
all
looked like
wonky.
a talking orange. So I was like, I need to dim down I need to dial down the saturation a little bit. That's the only time I've ever done it. But like Bronson, he is all over color grading, and he does an awesome job with it. I
Yeah, he's
just
really
don't
good.
want to spend that much time
Because
for
you want to
my
be able to get
schedule.
stuff done. Yeah.
Yeah, for my schedule, it's just like the return that I would get. I'm not willing to spend that kind of time learning it. And right now, just admit it. No one is going to turn off your video or turn away from it because you don't color grade. If it looks like this and you got great content and your audio sounds good, they're not
Yeah.
going anywhere. Bark is the perfect example. He uses a webcam, and he's one of the most entertaining
Yeah. He just
content
flops some
creators
stuff on a picnic table.
and there's something to be said about it being real.
Yeah.
I watch his videos, and I could see how someone who's watching for the first time is like, oh, this guy ain't a shill. He's not selling me a bill of goods. This is a real dude who's reviewing it, and I'm getting the real deal. And he's funny.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it's
looking
just,
back. Have I been missing a lot of comments? Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll catch up. I'll shut up now.
Well, what needs to be caught up? That's what I'm going to catch up. No, I'm not too bad. Chad, an Android user, it makes it too easy to sync to your PC phone. Yeah, if you have a PC,
Yeah.
just stick with Android. I have a
Yep.
Mac, and that's why I have iPhone, because it's
So easy to airdrop.
yeah. They
So
make
easy.
those ecosystems
Easy.
that way on
Easy.
purpose because they want you to stay in whatever ecosystem you're in.
Yeah. I'll get done making these interview videos, and then we play them on Sunday, and then Sunday's over, and they walk up and say, hey, can I get a copy of that to take home? And I just airdrop them
Yeah.
a
Boom.
4K file in like a minute, and it's on their phone.
I believe it's the same way with Android, as long as everybody's got that.
Yeah.
I started off, I used to have a hoodie that it kind of looked like Pac-Man, except the Pac-Man was the Android guy.
Yeah. And
the little ghosts were all little apples, and he was eating the apples because I loved Android. I still do love Android, but I'm not one of those people that like, oh, Android sucks or Apple sucks. They all have their benefits and their negatives.
Yeah. Yep.
Apple, the only thing with them is they're slow. They release everything really slow, and that's annoying.
Yeah.
We just got something that not you, but Android users have always been able to do. We can now move our apps anywhere we want on the screen.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago.
I was always an Android guy. And then about 6-7 years ago, I got into the video production. Everybody else had Macs. So it's like, all right, in order to do this airdropping stuff, we're sharing files, we're trading stuff. There was about 2 or 3 of us that were working together, making videos, recording videos. And so It's like, and then the computers that we were using at the church for live streams, they were all Mac. So it's like, all right, and then we were using Mackie. We just got a new board. I forgot what the name of it is now, but we've been using a Mackie board forever, which had software with it called the Mackie Fader. And that was an Apple app. So you could basically take your cell phone and bring up the soundboard, and I could sit in my seat and work the faders, from my phone if I needed to. So it's like, I finally gave up my Galaxy and got an iPhone because of that. And I've just stuck with Apple now since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Galaxy, but it was just like, I just got to a Mac-osphere environment where everybody else had it. All the equipment was Mac. It was like, it's just going to be easier for me to switch to an Apple. And I have no desire to go back to Galaxy, not just because I'm used to it. I know it.
Yeah. You know it. The only reason that I went back to iPhone was because of processing. I was always a Galaxy user. I had Galaxy S7, Galaxy S8. I loved HTC. What happened?
What? Little click sound?
Oh no, something just changed. I know what happened. Yeah. Have you ever used HTCs? Those are
Yes.
very good Android phones. I don't know if they're good anymore, but I was into those
Back in the
things.
day,
But
yeah.
no matter what I did, no matter how good of the phone I got, no matter how big of an SD card I put in it, at a certain point, they would always start lagging so bad, and I would have to like purge and get rid of stuff. I've never had to do that with an iPhone. It doesn't matter how much you put in them. For me, my experience, they just keep processing very well. They don't bottleneck. So that's what I went back to them for.
Gotcha.
So
Equipment. I'm using the Insta360 Link 2 webcam, new webcam that came out. I don't know how new, but it's newer. It's like $199. Trying that out tonight. It's first live stream, second live stream I've used it on. I'm using the Vocaster 2 for my interface, and I'm on the Earthworks Ethos microphone.
and I am on a iPhone for the continuity camera. It seems to never give me any problem, Bark. I don't know. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. So we're using that for a camera, Vocaster 2 for the interface, the BM, what is it? 88
Yeah.
for the boom arm.
Oh yeah,
the low
yeah.
profile from Fifine, and the K669, the special edition, the Mike Newman edition.
And I'm using
then-
the Cherry boom arm, which I absolutely love the Cherry DeGale boom arm because of this little clip. You just pop
door.
this clip. It's a door that just pops open, and you
Oh,
can slide the
nice.
micro and close it, and it stays there. And I just love that. It is the easiest.
That's the one thing I hate about the Fifine low profile.
Yep.
When I go to take them off,
Mhm.
I think it's when I take them off, I always end up hitting my finger on something sharp in there.
Yep.
It doesn't cut me, but it's like it hurts. It's like,
Yeah.
dang it, like a pinch.
Yeah. And my mono boom arm, the bottom thing always just slides up. The slightest touch on my XLR cable, it just drops off and just smacks the table. So I stopped using that. My Folium low profile boom arm, I stopped using because it's starting to wear out after a year where it doesn't hold heavy mics still.
You said you're on a Mac Mini?
Me? Yes.
Yeah. What's
Yep.
the specs on the Mac Mini?
I'm using the M1 Mac Mini with 16 gigs. And I think Tom Buck said he's still using his M1 Mac Mini with 8 gigs, and he edits 4K. But I got the 16 gig.
I thought about
M1
buying a
Mac
used
Mini.
Mac Mini, but I don't really need it. I have the MacBook Pro. It's a 2021. It's 64 gigs of
Jeez.
shared memory.
Which is like 1,000 in PC.
Well, no, so I'm not talking
For
about
Mac, though.
storage. I'm talking about the like the
RAM.
in PC it would be RAM. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 64 gig and it's a 1
That's what I'm
terabyte.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 1 terabyte hard drive.
64 gig RAM in a Mac is like 1,000 gigs in a PC. It's insane.
Yep. When my ex-employer bought it for me and he asked what I wanted, and I'm like, I can't afford to ask for anything. And he's like, well, just what size do you want? And I was like, well, the 14-inch with this and this is this much. And he goes, get a 16-inch. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, just, you know what? I'll just order you one. I'll max it out. And that's what he did.
Wow. Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
I know he's the best dude, man. I just seen him the other day.
I'd never be able to afford 64 gigabytes of RAM. I got 16 gig, and that's considered a lot for a.
Let me see about
for
this
a Mac.
All right. I wonder if I can share that. Because no. Oh wait, window. Yeah. Just where is it going to pop up? Right in the middle of the screen?
We'll make it big here. Hold on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. 64. So I have no complaints. 2021 M1, that's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
That's insane.
But that doesn't say what it just says, it does say what the memory is, 64 gigs. So it's the M1 Max. You can take it away whenever you want.
Right.
I was just so it didn't sound like I was lying. I never would have been able to do that, so all credit to him.
Let's catch up on the chat.
Where are we at? I can't see it. That's why I have not gotten a new MacBook Air. Mine is a 2017 model and still works great. Yeah.
Yep. No reason to get rid of them until the
Same.
updates stop.
So the computer I had before this was a pre-built. I can't remember the name of it now. I thought when I got into editing that I needed I'll just get a gaming computer because those are built. You know, it had a good. It was an NVIDIA 1650, and I thought for sure I'd be good in that thing to edit a photo shoot that was like, let's say I was going to do a photo shoot that yielded like 100 pictures. So that means you probably took about 2,000. That would take me like 3 or 4 hours. When I got this, those same photo shoots were like 45 minutes to edit the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. So Chris earlier was saying TVs, 80-inch TVs.
Jeez.
I guess he's talking about so we don't need to wear our glasses while we're sitting here. You don't wear glasses.
I've
do
now
you?
Yes, I am now. I have now reached progressive phase. I have progressive glasses, and that took a while to get used to. Oh my goodness!
I'm still kind of. I started wearing them the last week of September, and it's. I like them way better than the bifocals.
Yeah, I love them for driving.
Yes.
So much more better for driving.
Yeah, well, my
wife loves it better now that I can see.
Yeah. If she's in the passenger seat. Where else do we? Mike, it keeps bouncing around. Bill says he's late. Are we talking about editing? Can he bring up the GoPro? He's been asking me a lot of questions on the GoPro so that he can start editing some of the things that he does. He dives.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wanting to maybe start a channel about his dives because he goes fishing, catches big grouper, lobsters. But I'm not well rehearsed in GoPro, so I'm like, I
have
don't
a
know.
GoPro, but I stopped using it because it overheats all the time on me.
Right.
Even when I try to use it in a setup here with a capture card, it overheats. So I haven't used my GoPro in years.
Yeah.
I just use my phone now.
Yeah.
I got a gimbal.
When you're out and about?
Yeah, I got a gimbal for my cell phone that I use.
Like I have an Osmo, the old.
Yeah, mine's the Zhiyun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are good too. Those work good. I'm thinking about getting a new one because mine keeps the battery life is really bad now. It doesn't last very long anymore. Chad, I have both iOS and Android as well as PC and Mac. Everything has a use
I still
case.
have a PC laptop that I use when I need to use a PC. When I have something that's specific to Windows, I use it.
Right.
Yeah.
He said he tried iPhone once. The battery was terrible.
Really?
Always charging. Huh.
My battery's terrible on my iPhone now that we have the OBS virtual camera thing, because I'll go in my bedroom downstairs and my studio is in my
that noise
third floor.
Yeah, same here.
And I don't know it's hooked up, so it's draining my battery because I accidentally left OBS up on my computer monitor.
The kitchen's below me, and if I walk in the kitchen and my phone's in my pocket, I'll hear that that noise, and I'm like, oh man.
I don't realize I've done it until my leg's on fire because it's in my pocket and it's getting hotter and hotter. I'm like, what's going on? And
I will say
your camera's connected.
I just upgraded to the iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Oh, did you?
And yeah, and the the battery is crazy so far. I took it off the charger on Sunday morning. It was riding around in my pocket all day. I went out and did a video shoot. I used it a little bit. I didn't use because I had my other phone. So I was doing the filming with that other phone. I don't use my cameras anymore because they're just I can throw my phone on the gimbal and go film and it's perfect. But I did film a little bit with the 16. We didn't leave there till like 6 o'clock in the evening. Drove home and of course I'm in the passenger seat, so I'm bored. It was an hour drive and I'm on the phone doing stuff. When I got home around 7:30, I had 74%. That's
Wow.
all day long with moderate use.
Yeah. I have the 15 Pro and my battery's insane.
It works good.
Until I walk anywhere near my studio and it
Yeah.
connects to OBS if I leave it up.
Yep. So Chris has the iPhone 15.
Yep.
And he also does, an S10. I had an S10. Yep. You know what I loved about Samsung's? The camera.
Mhm.
My wife's got a S23 Ultra, I think. The cameras are crazy good, like
Yeah.
really good,
Insanely good.
really good. They just look so like you could reach right into it. It's like a window. It's like not even a video, it looks like it's real life.
The cameras are getting so good that Mark Bennett went to do a studio tour of what's his name? One of the big camera guys. So they were doing it together and he was just asking him, what camera should you get? Like what
Yeah.
camera do you aspire to start with? And he's like Sony ZV-E10 II. He said is where I would start with. Anything cheaper than that, he says, stick to your phone. Don't buy something. He said there's no point if you're going to spend less than $1,500 on a lens camera combo. You stick to your phone because you're not going to get better image than your phone.
No, my camera.
That's how good phones have gotten.
Is old now. It's a Canon T7i, and the phone blows it out of the OBSBot's better than my Canon.
Yeah, I use a Canon Rebel T7i for the interviews, and I have
it's
Mark
not
Bennett.
bad.
I asked Mark to hook me up with I said it only records 30-minute clips and it just stops recording. I said, but I just need it to record 15, 20-minute videos, interviews.
Yeah.
Can I get is there a good lens out there that can level this camera up to at least give me a great image? And so he hooked me up with the Sigma Art lens. And it's great.
I bet it looks good.
I hadn't used I hadn't used that camera in years. I've been using my Sony cameras.
The only reason I don't use the Canon is because I don't have a good enough lens. All my lenses are, I would have to be 15 feet back. I need like a 16 millimeter or a 24 millimeter or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bought a 30 millimeter Sigma lens to go with it. But that was it was almost $500 for that lens to go with the old. But it was like, do I spend $800 on a new camera and another $400 on a lens? Or do I just buy a $500 lens for the existing Rebel that's just sitting in a bag, not getting used? So that's what I did. And it stays there. Now I don't have to keep toting my Sony cameras with me to the...
It's just easier, man.
It just stays there.
Especially with the gimbal. Whip the phone out, throw it on a gimbal.
Yep. I've done a social media commercial on a cell phone in 4K, and they loved it.
Yeah.
They were blown away that I used my cell phone.
That's exact. I did a sample video for a butcher shop up in New Hampshire, and they didn't even want us to film. And I was like, and we were talking to him, and I said, well, listen, I'm just gonna get some clips together. I'll make a video, and it's just you and us that are gonna see it. Nobody's gonna. And they were like, well, our cases aren't full. We'd rather you come on a Tuesday. And I'm like, I'm back in Connecticut all during the week. I can only come up on the weekends. So my buddy was talking to him, and I just kept going around, getting what I thought were good shots. So the cases, because they weren't that full, I only shot what was consistent, so it looked like it was full. And then I put it all together, and that same day I sent it to them, and they were like, wow, you did this today? And I'm like, yeah, I did that today. And they're like, what did you film with? We didn't see you with like gear. I'm like, I used my phone.
Yep.
And they were like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Then they don't want to pay you because you only used your phone. Like, wait a minute, you're going to charge me $1,000 for 2 weeks of shooting and you all use a cell phone? Dude.
Yeah.
It's the editing that's going to kill you. Like, this is 80% of your bill is the editing. Trust me.
Yeah. This is why Bill is stuck on GoPros.
Yeah.
because phones don't work at 100 foot.
Yeah.
Nope, not really. Let's see. What's King Paco? They sell portable fans for the phones. It looks like, oh yeah, I've seen that.
Mhm.
They've got it for like those gaming phones.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I've got
They've got
I've got the Alonzi portable fan on my Sony cameras to keep it from overheating. They're great.
I'm trying to think of what was it a Razer? It was a smartphone that was a gaming phone and it came with a built-in fan to keep it cool. King Paco's got the M50. Oh wait, 50, yeah.
50 Mark II, yeah.
The start, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I have, and then I bought a 10 to 18, which I could probably try using the 10 to 18, but the image quality on that, my lenses anyway, aren't comparable to the phone, so I just stick with
No.
them.
That's what they were saying. Like the camera in your phone is like the equivalent of a $2,000 mirrorless camera. So it's crazy.
That's probably what makes the phone so expensive.
That's it. It really is. Like that's what's bringing the price up is the cameras that they're putting on these things.
What did he say? He would like to try the T8i as he understands it.
Yes.
The recording limit is gone. Oh,
That's
so you
what I
can
understand too. That the T7i was the last one that had the 30-minute recording
30
limit.
minute.
Because it was mainly like the live streaming thing really hadn't kicked in when that was out. So Sony kind of jumped ahead and made their cameras more for streaming than photos. Canon was more photos, but they threw in the recording feature.
But you can live stream with the T7i, right? Because it's
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
but you can't get rid of it. Doesn't have clean HDMI signal. So if you're live streaming, you'll have like the
all your information.
Yeah, some of the stuff's on there. The face tracking box and stuff like that. So the only way you can get clean HDMI is to hit record. So once you do that, you have 30 minutes of clean image before it shuts off.
Yeah. That's no good.
Yeah. So yeah, from what I understand, the T8 was when they realized we were gonna have to clean this or to get rid of that 30-minute.
I like if I was to buy a camera, I like what I see in the one you've got, the Sony
ZV-10.
ZV-10. I didn't want to say it because I was gonna mess it up.
Yeah, it's the Sony ZV-E10. It's like $600-700 for the body, and then you can get the Sigma 30mm lens for like less than $300, and that's perfect. Right. I mean, the 16mm lens is awesome, but I think it's like $370.
Like I said, I've got the 10 to 18, but it's just a kit. Like it was $400, but it doesn't have like a large aperture.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't give that blurred backgrounds, and then the overall image quality. It's not good in low light. None of the lenses I have are good in low light, and believe it or not, as many lights as I have in here, this is considered low light.
Yeah, the Sigma lenses are amazing for low light. Amazing.
So you could put a Sigma lens on a Canon and get a little bit better quality out of it.
That's what I did. Like my Canon Rebel, I put a Sigma.
Because I couldn't get away from the noise.
Sigma 16 or Sigma 30mm DC art lens with it, and it's great. Like I have like the videos that I'm recording, and if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see the video quality for the ones that I've done. Yeah. I've got a softbox on there that's only at 18% brightness, next to nothing for the big softbox. I've got the huge softbox in the front, and then I've got a smaller softbox for the hairline. It's at 37% for the hairline, and the lights are off, and that's all it is, and it's amazing. Great imagery and crispness. Out of a Canon camera that is like older than my car, you know.
Older than the car. Mine I got from somebody. My son's mother-in-law bought me the camera so I would drive down to New York for their wedding and it was in the Bronx. Real nice hotel in the Bronx, or like a hotel / banquet. She bought the camera and said, "You just drive down and take photos for my wedding and I'll buy you a camera. And I was like, okay. So
I get a lot of people asking me to do photos and videos of weddings. I'm just like,
don't.
I would love to do it for you, but that's
Stressful.
Pandora's box, man, because they're just,
You get one shot.
you get one shot to get the perfect shot, and then they want. The reason why I've decided not to do it was a friend of mine hired somebody else to record their videos, their wedding, and shoot all this footage, and they gave him like an edited version, and they hated it. So they wanted to bring me all the footage that he shot because he gave them the raw footage, on top of that. So they're like, can you go through this? And all the stuff they were asking me to do with his footage is like, that's never ending. That's like half my life. Well,
they don't understand
to do that, but it's their forever moment. I get it. This, you're supposed to only get married once.
I don't want nothing to do with them. I did one, the last one. Well, not the last one I did, but I've got one that's just haunting me. And I've already given her 3 trailers. I've given her all the footage.
Yeah.
And she wants more.
They always want more. There's something they want to squeeze out of it.
What you want. Like, I don't know. There's some footages, and it was my first major wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't prepared. I messed up on a few things. My camera battery died while it was on the gimbal, and I couldn't replace the gimbal because the wedding doesn't stop for me.
Yeah.
So I switched to my phone, and I kept my camera out and kept filming, but put my phone up so that nobody would really notice what I was doing. So I filmed about 10 different clips with the phone, and somehow those clips all got corrupt, and I can't see nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how to fix that. There's just too much at stake, and I don't want to take advantage of anybody, and I don't want anybody to be let down. So I'm not doing weddings no more.
Those more expensive Sony cameras out there, the $2,000 and $3,000 ones, some of them have 2 slots where you could record into two separate SD cards. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you have a backup, in case one's corrupted, you still have a second one. I forgot which camera it is, but I think it's like a cinema type camera.
Oh, King Paco. We were asking what everybody's equipment was earlier.
Gotcha.
He has a Lenovo Legion. Lenovo's are good products.
Mm-hmm.
That's who owns Motorola now.
Really?
Yeah.
I know it. Everybody owns everybody. Rode owns Mackie now.
I think Lenovo was Motorola the whole time. Motorola the name stayed for a long time, and they were still, Lenovo was making them, but it was Motorola, like their phones. Yeah. Like
the Logitech Blue, the Logitech Blue Sona is now the Logitech Blue Yeti something, which every time they sell, they just change the name, but they don't change the mic.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh. So his daughter, his daughter is part of the USA team for the Special Olympics. They do sled hockey. And that's cool. They're going to Norway.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how they talk. I love listening to their Sweden,
really?
Norway accents. Yeah.
Is
Peter Lindgren has that like accent to it. His YouTube channel, I love listening to his voice.
Who?
Peter Lindgren.
Oh yeah. But he's pretty well rounded with the English accent too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he'll
talk pretty. He gets pretty tame with his accent, but sometimes he gets excited and he goes all in, and I love it.
That dude's built.
Yeah,
he is.
He's grown.
He's what?
He's like his channel is just exploding.
Oh, growing. Yeah.
Yeah. He's grown. Like he's
sponsored by Motion Array, isn't he?
Yeah. Making his own product now for cameras. The case that charges the batteries while you're on set. So if you got a camera, you got batteries, you can just put it in the case and it charges the battery for you in the case.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
We
how
all
are you
caught up?
doing? Yeah.
Yeah. I was waiting for us to get caught up. I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
losing my voice.
we're at the bottom. Yeah, I was asking how you're doing, just making sure
Yeah.
because it's been
Yeah.
almost 2 hours.
I didn't think we'd get to an hour, to be honest with you, with my voice in my throat. Or not my throat, my lungs, but we did it.
I came prepared because I was already like getting a little labored downstairs when I was having dinner, and I came up with a coffee and a vitamin water.
That's what I did. Coffee
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
alternate, man. I used to
Yeah.
work with a guy that's all he ever did. He loved coffee, but he knew it dehydrated him, so he would always drink a cup of coffee, then Gatorade, zero Gatorade. And then
That's
he would
when
drink
you
a cup of coffee, go to that. So I do that now. But sometimes I
people
don't
that
even wait to finish. I
yeah.
alternate swigs.
If you ever were on the bar scenes and you saw somebody drinking, going from alcohol to water to alcohol to water,
Yeah.
that's how you knew they were a professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were gonna wake up the next morning fine.
Well, thanks, Kevin. Man, I miss being on here. I feel like I was in prison or something that I just
You
got
were-
released.
It was like MIA, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if I caught your guys' live as you were live last night, I would have jumped in with you guys for a few minutes.
It's all good.
You guys
We've
had
been
some
trying to
good
stay steady.
topics. He said something earlier. Kevin said it earlier. It's getting sad when you're getting to the point when you're more excited about boom arms and lights and webcams than you are microphones.
It's like for real.
Like the only thing I'm getting excited about buying, and it pains me to say this, I'm getting excited that I finally get to buy my Neumann $700 microphone that I will not recommend anybody buy.
So that's me. If I'm gonna get a new microphone, I would love to. There's nothing out that I want right now. Everything I have suits me just fine. It would be like the LS208 or
Yes.
something. Just
The three that I want really bad right now, I want my Neumann 705, and I was never going to get it, but because I've been sick out of whatever, not spent any of my affiliate money, I accidentally accrued that money to go get it here at the end of the month.
Yeah.
The church gives me like a little pastor appreciation. October's pastor appreciation month everywhere, all across the country, whatever. So the church gives me a small check as appreciation.
Nice.
So that on top of what I've accidentally saved over the last month and a half and unspent Amazon money will get me to that number that I never ever get a chance to get to. So I'm going to knock that out because that's just insane, that price tag.
The Neumann?
Yeah. And they get expensive.
What is the price on the one you want?
Yeah, I'll bring it up here. But like Neumann's, like Dave Soltura has a Neumann that he uses for his voiceovers. Those are like $3,000. This is just a radio broadcast Neumann. Let me see here. Yep, here it is. Let me do a screen share. And Danny Lightning has one of these too. I noticed he had one, which really stoked my fire. I blame him for this. He does some gear reviews, and he borrowed one from a friend, and now all of a sudden he's got one. He uses it all the time, so I wonder if he decided to go ahead and get it. But it's this guy right here.
Oh, I saw Podcastage.
Yeah.
Doing one of
he's
those.
reviewed it.
Because I remember the angled end on it like that.
And there's the Lawton Audio LS208 right there.
$539. It's down. It was more.
Yeah. So
it was $6 something when I started looking at it.
This is my dream one. This is the most expensive one, so I'm going to get it now while I've got that number, because I'll never get this high again as much as far as like the gear we buy, and every month we're always buying something to review. So I'm going to get this now while I got that fundage right there accrued.
You almost have to have that mounted just like they have it.
Oh, but see, the radio show that I listen to every day that uses that, they use it the other way. They have it on a low profile boom arm sitting right up in front of them.
Oh yeah, you could do it that way, but you couldn't
Yeah,
do. It's not a
but I
ninja
would use
dress.
it like that way. I just love that look, and I love the sound of that microphone on everybody's voice that's in that station. And they've got deep voices, harsh voices, thin voices, like nasal voices. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
who's using it. They sound great on this thing. I'm like, you know what? I want this microphone. So, and I had no idea it was a Neumann. I was like, I saw that and never seen this style before. It's like,
it's different.
so then I recognized, finally one day they were showing it and someone moved it and I saw the logo, the Neumann logo on the front, but they have the silver one.
That's the one he
Yeah.
podcasted.
So that's what I was saving up to get. And then I went online this morning to look and I saw there's a black one.
It looks good, looks slick.
So I want that. That's what I'm going to get next. That's my treat. But I want the LS208.
So do
I want the SE4100. Bark has both of those, the SE41 4100.
Yeah, I've seen that one, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
I want the 208 or an RE20. I just want to hear how I sound on them.
Yeah, I want this guy, the SE4100. Looks like this when it's on its shock mount.
Yeah.
That sounds great. And it's $349 and from Bark and Bronson, and I forgot who else has reviewed it. They're all like, dude, it's worth twice the price.
Wow.
So it's kind of like the Earthworks Ethos, like a $700 microphone in that sub $400 price range. So I want to get that one. And then I want to get the RE20, of course. And then the Logitech Blue Sona.
I've thought about that just to see how it sounds.
It's so quiet. Like I still go back and I try to watch people's video reviews of it.
It just looks neat.
It's boxy, but
that's okay. If it's smaller than the AM8.
Yeah, like the white one right now is down to $314. But it's supposed to be super, super quiet.
That's what I'm looking for, is that sound. And that's where I keep hearing it with the RE20s, the Lawton.
Mm-hmm.
Lawton. I say Lawton. I don't know if it's Lawton.
But if you're in a room with air conditioning and fans, like this thing is, Tom Buck did a comparison of this one next to the Earthworks Ethos and the SM7B, and this was the quietest of the three. Like he opened up his door and across the hallway from his studio is his laundry room. So he had his air conditioner on, he turned the washer on, the dryer on.
Yep. And you could
barely hear, like you wouldn't know that the dryer was on unless he told you with the Blue Sona. So I was like, wow, that is like one of those mics that it's dead summer, 90 some degrees, air conditioner's on, you got a fan on your face, and you need to at least not sound like you're in a wind tunnel for your live stream. Like that's a problem solver. So the mic I have that I use for that now is the my SR117.
Oh yeah.
And it's a handheld. I want a studio mic for this, but this thing is so good. You know, it's a 20 dB drop to the left or the right outside the supercardioid polar pattern. It's a 20 dB drop. So this is a great microphone.
Helps with that too.
Huh?
Supercardioid helps with that.
Yeah.
Because it's more narrow.
And it's designed, this is designed to be a stage mic where you've got people to the left and the right of you singing. They got their monitors on the stage. So it's designed to cut out.
Yeah.
Like maximize what's in front of it and drop off what's around it. And it's a flat microphone. So that's my go-to microphone when it's like 90 degrees out. But I just like a studio mic. So the Blue Sona, I'd like that. I wasn't ready for that. Kevin and his Temu.
I know. He's like the Temu king.
I'm telling you.
He's got shirts. He's got signs. He's got like all kinds of stuff. I got to send him a shirt. He's going to make me a Chronicles or a review or whatever shirt.
K688's on sale again. $51.
Oh, hey. I've missed a couple of these. Oh yeah. So going back to that, his favorite new boom arm is the same one that I saw you talk about a
Yeah,
while back.
the newer.
Yeah, I want that same one. It's $75 and
Yep. That's the
I
only
don't
hookup for me.
mine's not broke, so I can't justify 75 yet. But I know mine's gonna because the little joints
Yep.
are wearing out. The post, on the desk mount is starting to wear out.
Yeah, that's what he's got right there.
Yeah.
And I love this boom arm. But like you, it's like, all right, I've got my cherry boom arm here, but I'm not happy with any of my low profile boom arms right now. The Maono, the plate drops off, the BM88, like you said, it's got a sharp thing on there that like pokes your fingers.
Yeah, every
That's
time you go to
annoying. My Folium boom arm doesn't hold heavy mics anymore. So it's like, dude, I need a low profile boom arm. That, like, to me, I'm just saying this right now, that Neumann would look great on that.
Yeah, it would.
Hey, yeah, the way
Yeah,
it
'cause
drops
it's in the
down
right
like that.
position. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how to answer. Let's see. Where are we at? Do you want to take bets on the Fine K669D will sound just as good, if not better, than that Neumann? I don't know.
no.
I don't think so.
The K669D sounds awesome. But
Oh,
one thing
yes.
about the K669D is it still picks up a lot of background noise for a dynamic mic. It's a hotter mic.
I was just going to say it's hot.
Yeah. So
That's the one thing that-
Neumann is a studio mic meant to like cut out a lot of that back. So it's less
when we're
work.
live like
Yeah.
this, I can't cut that out
Yeah.
with this. But when I record, I can. I can put
Yes.
filters on it in OBS, and I can
Yeah.
put a de-esser on it. I can dial it down a little bit, and
You can get it to sound as good through
Right.
processing, but when you want to run and gun, that's what. Oh man.
Bill's got an completely off subject question. I just don't know how to answer it for him. You
Okay.
might.
Off topic question. How do you feel about televised? Is it called a sermon we watch every Sunday? You talking about it? Do we call a message a sermon?
I don't know what he meant.
Like, you know, when they speak, like I don't know if this is what he's talking about, but some people will get upset when they say sermon versus the message. Sermon, like the Bible says, Sermon on the Mount. So they use the word sermon in there when Peter or Jesus preached on the Mount, feeding the 5,000. Like the word sermon's in there. So I run with sermon. As far as televised, we live stream. And a lot of churches are torn about live streaming because if you live stream, then it gives people a reason not to come to church.
Oh,
They could just stay home. But for me, how I feel about that is, let me take my
What
screen
about the
share.
people that can't come?
That's why we started doing it. We started live streaming because we had somebody who was 96 years old, and she was part of the original church when it first started, when we first built it. She was an original OG member,
And
but
she
she
couldn't
was
go
so
anymore.
old in a wheelchair and health issues that she couldn't come to church.
Right.
She wanted to. So we started live streaming for the people who couldn't make it. People go on vacations in Florida. They'd rather watch from Florida than go to some church they don't know. And so I'm fine with live streaming. I have no problem with it being televised because it just allows people who are sick, got a fever, you know, don't come to church and cough all over me. Got a live stream.
What's he talking about? Yeah.
So
somebody, King Paco said, somebody told him not to buy a microphone through Amazon because the Fat 3 that makes the microphone does not give you the warranty.
So the Fat 3s, you mean like the big 3 of Maono, Fifine, and I guess
maybe
Toner, the cheap ones that are on there, the Amazon. So they don't offer, like Rode gives you amazing warranties. Like my Rode headphones, I busted the clip on it, lifetime warranty, sent them my serial number, my receipt of purchase, and they sent me a new one. No questions asked. They don't care how you broke it. Doesn't matter. Lifetime warranty on it. Rode stuff, warranty. You get a Fifine or a Mono, you're not getting warranties, but it's a $30 microphone. I'd rather that's the beauty of of what Clay's
You could
using
just
right now. It's
buy
built
another
like a
one.
tank. It's got
Yeah.
great sound. If it breaks, you're out $29. You buy a new one.
Just get a new one. Yeah.
So to me, like the K669D is the unicorn. It punches 1,000 times above its weight for audio performance. It's built great. It's not cheap plastic. Doesn't come with a warranty, but if it breaks,
It
if
doesn't
it stops
matter.
working, $29 gets you a new one.
It would only matter if you had 5 or 6 of them break.
Yeah.
But
Whereas
then
like
they're not gonna.
like with the Rode, which is an amazing company, the Rode PodMic has like a 2-year warranty. So let's say you get 2 years out of it, it breaks on year 3. Warranty's no good. So if you buy a $30 K669D with no warranty, if anything ever happens to it, you're out $30. If something happens to my Rode PodMic on year 3, I'm out. Like this is the Rode PodMic USB. That's $200. I'm out $200 on year 3. So it just depends on what your budget is. And, you know, it's easier to replace an Amazon microphone than it is to replace a more expensive microphone. But I wouldn't get like a Maono PD100X that's plastic for $40. I'm talking like the K669D you're seeing with Clay right there. That's metal. That's great build quality.
And it's heavy. And it's
So
like a tiny microphone, but if you
Yeah.
put it in your hand, it's like, wow, this is like a little brick.
Yeah. So the mic matters. The type of mic you're getting, like the Fifine K688, I think is a great microphone at $50. Again, if it breaks, you're out $50, but you're getting a great sound out of it. K669D is just not possible.
Yeah. I know it's not.
I still don't know how they make that and make money selling it for $29.
I'm just as blown away with the PD100 as I am with this one.
Yeah, and that's another thing, the PD100. That goes back to what we're saying about where microphones have just gotten so meh. We are still talking about the K669D and the PD100 2-3 years later as the best of.
Yeah.
If you're going to go under $100, price, performance, build quality together, PD100, K669D, king of the hill.
Yep. I think so.
Just different profile. Like the K669D's got a thicker body. It's a little hotter, a little brighter. The Maono's still metal, but it's got a deeper, more boxy, broadcasty, darker
more
sound to
broadcasty
it.
sound to it. Yeah.
Both are great. And other microphones just can't beat them.
No, not for the price, not for how it sounds, for how much it costs.
Yeah, it's televised, like televangelist, preacher. Yeah. To me, live streaming is good. People who just stand in front of a camera to preach to a camera, and get out on the street, meet some people, do something. That's just
Right.
my personal feeling. If you're
Whereas
just standing in front of a camera and you're just televangelist, like the old Jimmy Swaggart type stuff that you're used to
we're
seeing
ending
today.
in 6 seconds.
Oh, are we?
I don't know why, but it's ending. So
we'll see what happens. We're still here.
We're still here.
There we go.
Why did it say that?
I don't know. It does that to me all the time. But yeah, it's to me, it's a money. The people are trying to make money doing it.
The televangelist thing, yeah, those don't impress me at all. It's like, nah. But a live stream, that's different.
Yeah,
you're not trying to make money on your live stream. You're just trying to get people to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally different.
And the live stream is nowhere near quality of being there in person. Where a televangelist, everything goes into the video production.
Right.
So yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the televangelists. Too many people out there just trying to make money off of it. It's hard to load up 2 kids with disability and to drive. Yep. See, that's what the live stream is for.
Then you can just watch it at home.
We've got quite a few people that come to our church that have wheelchairs.
You know, Bill,
it's a
you
blessing
guys could
for them.
Tune into Mike's other podcast on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesdays at 8, Coffee at the Cross. We do a prayer cast where we basically just talk and people submit their prayer requests, and then Same thing. We talk about the chat, things that are going on, whatever questions, and then at the end of the night, we pray over the list.
Yeah, that would be a simple way to do it. They can also watch your the church, the streams from the church.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Central Worship Center. Yep.
There you go. We're plugging
if you
stuff
go
in here.
Yeah, if you go to my personal Facebook page, Mike Newman, that matches my face. There's lots of Mike Newmans out there, but if you find one that has this face on it, you'll see links to the church that we do a live stream for.
I can send it to him.
Yeah, we're non-denominational. I can get a little animated.
But that's good.
Yep. I don't stand still and I don't read off a piece of paper.
What I've got for you.
So, all right.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Tired?
We're getting there.
Well, if we don't go away, they won't either.
Yeah.
Because it's after 2 hours and there's still 7 people watching. So what did he say? I stumbled into seeing oh yeah, that's right. A Fifine Tank 1. It's not available in the States yet. No, listen, dude. I had it written down. They have a mic that I am drooling over and I want, but it's not in the States yet.
Does it look like the Tank 3 at all?
No. I don't think it did. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there's another microphone that me and Kevin both, I saw it first and I sent it to him. I said, dude, you got to look at this.
Is this a fine?
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying.
And it's not in the States. I'm not talking about the one he's talking about, the Tank 1. The one I'm talking about is a large diaphragm condenser mic. And you won't find it on Amazon. I forget how I even found it. And I contacted the rep that I deal with, and he said he would let me know as soon as it does make its way to the States, that he'd try to see if he could get me one.
It's on the it's on the Fine webpage. That's a beast.
Which one?
The Tank 1.
Okay.
I'm going to screen share
right?
Here.
Is it like square or? Yeah, it's like short. Yeah. Yeah,
it's like a pod mic. It's a pod mic. Dude, look at that. The yoke, the knobs.
Yeah. What's the other one? I gotta.
It's a pod mic. Point at the wrong camera. Hold on. Oh, and it's got switches on the back too. Dude, that's what that.
Very, very similar.
Look at the yoke.
Mm-hmm. It's almost identical.
The only difference is
size knobs.
They've got the fine ribs going
the other way.
The other way.
Like the tank, like the 669D.
I am going to reach out to my contact too. I want it. That's my only knock on the K669D. The only one. It's skinny.
It doesn't fit. A lot of pop filters don't fit it.
No.
Yeah, because it's just a little dinky thing.
Yeah. Wow. Let me see here. What other image do they have? Sold out. No reviews.
But it's not here. You can't get it here.
They can ship me one.
No, it's not released. That. Not released to the market for here yet. Well, I don't know about that one.
That is so cool. I wonder if the Rode pop filters fit it too. Because if it does, that would be epic.
Yeah.
I love that it has the switches, high pass and a mid presence boost.
See, yeah,
So you can go
yeah, it's got,
flat
yeah,
or a mid boost, and then you can go
on a fine,
high
on a
pass
fine.
filter or not. And it's fine. That interface too, underneath it. I don't think I've ever seen that.
And that's fine, right? It looks just
Yeah.
like a similar to the SC1.
But that looks it looks more like a Focusrite Scarlet
does.
Solo in all
Yeah.
black than it does the SC1, because the SC1 still has that like Behringer look to it. Wow. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Y'all ruined me. How did Kevin
Yeah.
find this?
Because I found something that I don't want to tell a lot of people, because I want to be like, if this is like, it was like my shot. If the one that I found, if they get it here and I can do a review on it, that would just be cool for me, because
Yeah.
it's something different. And we were both looking on the website, and then he found this one too.
Yeah.
Well,
if they send it to me before you get one, I will send it to you for you to review first.
Not that one, though. I'm talking about a different one. I got to find it now. Now I want to show you. I just don't want to show everybody.
Yeah, just send me, just show me the pic in a text message.
It's luckily, like I said, they're not sold here. I'll see if I can find it, but let me move this out of the way.
It's on sale for $3,999 in Russia.
Oh, wow. That's
rubles.
Cheap, huh?
Is that rubles?
Yeah.
They're not sold out in Russia. I just typed on Fifine in Russian.
Мікрофони Fifine. Чіткість кожного.
Sorry. I thought it was an audio sample, but it's just a guy talking.
See, their website doesn't even have the one that I'm talking about. I don't remember how I found it. And then what was it? I know what it is. I'll look it up this way because I've got it in the email. Everybody's going to be like, what is it? What is it? We want to know. I haven't looked. So they're all saying it looks like the pod mic, talking about the Tank 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a pod mic right there.
King Paco said, you better talk to Dave in the Philippines. I know. That's what I got to find somebody that can get a hold of these mics.
What about, I'm gonna screen share it just between us real quick.
Oh, Kevin said that his rep told him that it's discontinued.
Wow.
That's no good.
Is it that one that you see on the bottom? Is that the one you're looking for?
Yes.
Is that it?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
That looks kind of cool. They have it in Russia.
I'm pretty sure. That's very small. Kind of hard for me to look at. Let me see. That's the one. It's 760 or.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That wasn't the number, but you're close. We won't give it away because we want you to be the first one to review it in the United States.
If it's discontinued, then that's not going to happen. So.
Oh.
Kevin said his rep said it was discontinued.
Oh man.
Mine didn't say it was discontinued. He just said that it wasn't. It's in the Philippines. It's obviously
discontinued
it's in Russia.
There.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's
I'm not giving up hope yet, man. Come on.
Yeah. They might have discontinued it over in the Philippines and Russia and UK or something, but they haven't discontinued it here because they haven't even sold it yet.
Here.
Yeah, you haven't even tried it over here yet.
Yeah, Kevin said,
That's
"Don't give
cool
up hope."
To it. I like that shock mount.
Yeah, but what I was more turned on by is that it's a large diaphragm condenser, not a small diaphragm.
Kind of resembles the Mono PM500. Kinda.
I was just curious. I was like, I wonder what that would sound like.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the Tank 1 is pretty cool, man. I like that it's got the switches. What was it? A low and a high pass filter?
Yeah, low and high pass filter, and then a mid presence boost.
That's cool. Like they could have stuck with that on some of these mics. This one,
Hmm.
you know, a low pass filter would have been good.
And see, that
Um,
gets my juices flowing because
yeah,
now it's an XLR microphone under $100 that's got switches to EQ the mic.
yeah.
If you
Make
don't,
this
if you have a cheap,
$75 with those switches, and I would buy one.
yeah, if you're using an SC1 audio interface that doesn't allow you to process your sound like the Vocaster or something, you
Yeah,
can.
you're
That's what I loved about the Samsung Q9U. People love it or hate it, but it's got the switches on the back, and I got it for $99. I think it's 150 now, but
right.
you got the switches on the back, like this SM7B. You can EQ it without anything to it. So
That one snuck out.
you're good, Bert. I'm struggling to talk, so
Yeah,
I think it's
we can
time.
wrap it up if you want.
Yeah,
It was good to get back on and chit chat with you though.
yeah. Thank you. Back. Hopefully, I'm back for a while. Don't give up hope, though. Kevin says.
Yeah. He said he wants the tank one. And that's, I agree with King Paco. King
Yes.
Paco says they need to come out with a software. And that's,
Yes.
if they had a companion app that was, you know, universal for all their mics.
Yep.
Dude,
Don't have to be world changing. Just give someone who's just starting out a way to make their mic, like the K6690. Give me something where
something.
Well, it's XLR, but if you what's USB, like the Fine AM8, the K688, where you can make it a little brighter, because that's one of the things about the K688. It's darker. It's a broadcasty. Some people think it might be a little too muddy, but when you brighten it up a little bit, it sounds amazing. You get software with that, you could do that.
Kevin, those are the only two mics I'm excited about, and they're not even available.
I know. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I was looking on, we'll wrap up on this, but just last week, I'm just going through, like, I got all this Amazon money. I'm like, all right, what can I get to review? And I'm just scrolling through Amazon, and I'm just like, no. Just, what was it? Like, some of them are just coming out with the same microphone, but now it's got an RGB ring around it. The Toner TD510. Oh, now it's got an RGB light. Well, that's no, thank you.
Oh, really? They put it on the 510?
Yeah, the TD510 now has, they're selling a model that has the RGB ring around the end of it. No, thank you. I'm just looking at it right now. It's like nothing moves the needle, and Amazon Prime Day was disappointing because it was just the same mics and it's the same sales.
Yeah, it was. I mean, at least stuff like the Vocaster, if anybody still didn't have one, they could get it for $99. You know, the other one, the Vocaster one was like $69 or something, right?
Yeah, and the Zoom PodTrack P8, it's a $500 audio interface for people who can't afford the Rodecaster at $700.
I like that thing.
Yeah, it was on sale for $299. So it was $200 off on Amazon Prime Day, which made me mad because I just bought it full price 4 weeks before that.
He said their boom arm has RGBs now.
Yeah. Yeah, all they're doing is throwing RGB on it. Like, how about give me a microphone?
If you're a gamer.
But they don't even like that, those microphones. They want the USB, I don't know. They like the Elgato stuff that has the software with it.
Yeah, well, then they don't need an interface. They don't have to worry about pulling in the audio from OBS, which I still haven't figured out how to do.
And just looking at this here, Bronson reviewed that Comica wireless or USB microphone that's also wireless studio. It's already down to $27. That just tells you how few people are buying it.
Oh, when they start dropping it real low.
Yeah, it was like $60 when it first come out. Then it was down to $50. Now it's not even on sale at $27, and it's a wireless USB-C condenser microphone.
Wow.
For gamers. It's just like, these are not, I'm not excited at all.
No.
I'm like Kevin. I'm looking at boom arms for excitement. And webcams. Well,
that's what I did today. I went on Amazon and I was looking. I was like, what can I get that's affordable that I can make a video about?
that people want to watch.
I ended up buying these seatbelt clips. They're not gonna go on the channel. They
We're
were
gonna
eight.
start another YouTube channel just to do reviews.
Yeah, it was $8.99. They're like, well, what they are is, you know how you have to buckle your seat up to make the dinging noise go away. Well, when I'm on like secondary roads, like back roads, street, I don't wear my seatbelt. I don't want to.
Yeah,
When I get on the highway, that's
Yeah.
the first thing I do. I don't even leave the driveway. If I'm going on the highway, the seatbelt's going on.
Yep.
To prevent from having that ding, 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 I had
Oh,
bought
yeah.
this. Yeah,
I
I
know
had
what you're talking
bought these
about.
ones. They look like bottle openers, and actually what they are. They're a bottle opener,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can clip it into your seatbelt thing, and it'll shut up.
Yep.
Well, I had two, and I lost one. I don't know what happened to it. So I was scrolling looking for those, and I came across these new ones that are actually you snap clip them in, and they've got a secondary thing so that you can put your seatbelt into it, so you don't have to take them out.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, for $9, I'm gonna try that. That's what I
Dude,
bought.
I have a 97 Dodge Dakota, and my wife is trying so hard to get me to buy a newer. Like I was saying the other day, I'm like, there's something wrong with it. I need to go take it in to get it fixed. Like the heat's not the heat stopped working, and she's like, you just need to get a new vehicle. No, because that one doesn't yell at me when my seatbelt's not attached. There's no alarm on that.
Yeah.
97, they weren't doing stuff like that. I have no alarms, no lights, no nothing. I can wear my
These
seatbelt or
things-
not wear it.
Let me see.
great.
I'm gonna show them to you. They're cool, man. I was like, this is a neat idea. I'm getting those. Oh, there they
I've
are.
seen those. My father-in-law bought those the other day.
Oh, you did?
Not the other day, couple months back. The seatbelt that he had, the sensor in it wasn't working with his seatbelt, so he got those little clips that go in there to silence it.
Yeah, and then these are the ones that they clip in, but you can also buckle your seat up if you want to buckle up. You don't have to take the thing out.
Yeah.
Then if you've seen it, I won't show you.
For some reason, the seatbelt in his van, even when it's plugged in, the alarm was still going off. So he got one of those clips to see if that worked, and it shut it up.
Oh, nice.
So now he has to unbuckle to get it to shut up. If he uses his seatbelt, the alarm goes off.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not getting rid of it, Chris. I'm not. Even if I get another car, I'm still keeping my truck. I love that truck. It makes more noises than my body does. I don't care.
Oh, the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
so
says
he
it's
has
a death trap.
Durango. I had a 2005 Durango that I loved. Only reason I got rid of it, somebody hit me and they totaled it, but I didn't. I said, no, it's still drivable. So instead of I could have got like $5,500 for it. I got $4,200 and a salvage title. And then one summer, I kept having troubles. I had brake trouble, calipers. I put new pads, rotors. Then I had the 4-wheel drive actuator went. It was all in one. And I was like, you know what? I'm just getting rid of it. But the time that I had it, I loved that thing. It was a 5.7 liter.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that thing.
Yeah. I've got the V8, the Max engine in that Dodge Dakota.
Yeah.
It's fast.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive.
They sound good too when you put exhaust
it
on
rumbles down the road. Everybody
Yeah.
loves it. Every time I go through a drive-through, the teenagers like, dude, what kind of exhaust you got on that thing? Oh, it's custom, man. Whole rotted out like 6 years ago, you know. They're like,
I remember
that's
you
the
telling
best
me that.
exhaust I've ever heard. Where'd you get
It
that?
sounds real good.
Yeah. The road.
The road, the salt on and the calcium chloride.
Yeah. Just ate enough on one of the pipes that it just has that little bit of a deep rumble to it.
Yep.
Yeah. So it still passes inspection. So I leave it. Sounds great. But it's got 230,000 miles on it, and it's still running like a champ.
Yeah. I forget what mine had. I don't remember now. There was just tedious things going wrong with it. I'm not knocking them at all because
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
It was
it's the
just
little stuff. It's 30 years old.
There was a lot of stuff back to back to back to back, and I just got exhausted. It was all in the course of one summer, and towards the end of the summer, I had that one, and I had a little a 1999 Toyota Corolla that was sitting on the side of the house that my daughter ran out of oil, and it seized the motor, and it was a great little car, and she ruined it. And I was like, well, oh well. So after all the trouble I kept having with the Durango, I called up a guy. I said, can you come pick up 2 cars? What do you give me for these 2 cars? And he's like, oh, I'll give you this much. I'm like, come get them.
Yep.
So I just junked them.
I see Kevin says Fine has webcams. Fine has webcams? I know that. Mics, boom arms, yes. Audio interface. They're sending me a Stream Deck. Like they've made a Elgato Stream Deck clone. Kevin actually sent me a picture of it a while back. And they sent me an email yesterday morning asking if I was interested in reviewing it. I'm like, yeah, sure.
So they've got webcams, mics, boom arms, audio interface. Now they need Fifine XLR and Fifine CPU, and you can do it all. Yeah,
keep it all in house. They got the headsets.
I think that's what this guy, the King Paco, he kept asking what mics he should use, and he kept leaning towards Rode. And I think because he wants to stay with one brand of things, you know what I mean? Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. If you got the money and you can afford what you want and get what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to spend money on something, buy what makes you happy, because if you settle for something else, you never let go of what you want. So then you end up buying that microphone plus the one you always wanted in the first place.
Yeah, or you go even deeper and you just keep trying to replace that one that you want with something cheaper.
Yeah.
And then you end up buying a bunch.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I'm going to go asphyxiate myself right now.
So we're coming to an end.
Yep.
With
I
10
think I might
viewers.
have to meet someone at 7 a.m. I don't know.
Oh,
my phone. Where is my phone? I had it in my hand.
I've been doing this all week, somewhere between 12 to 2 o'clock before I go to bed.
What?
Just staying up this late all week.
You've been killing it with your live streams, man. Relentless. You are a machine.
I talked about an issue with Kevin, and I wasn't trying to sound like mopey, woe is me, but my channels are kind of dead. And I've been putting up content. No, it's ever since I came back from Florida, because I took a break, but during that week I had scheduled out for the whole week. I had shorts that were coming out, just to keep some activity going while I was not paying attention to it. And ever since then, I'm looking at my views, and I'm like, I'm not getting any notifications of like comments or, and I'm like,
dude, seriously though, I think you're thinking it's when you come back from vacation, but this is widespread. Like right now, I'm just telling you right now, my subs the last 2 months have been half of what I've averaged for the last year.
Per month or per whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they're lows. Like I'm getting the gray arrow down. This is your lowest number. This is your lowest number. This is your lowest number. The reviews are down. The comments are down. Everything is down. I just think the last 2 months, and I think it's because what we're talking about, there's nothing exciting out there that's really causing people to want to watch stuff. And we're in election season, so everybody wants to watch that stuff. It's just everybody's attention is elsewhere right now. And until somebody comes out with something that's really groundbreaking, our numbers are down. But I think our live streams are up because it's just they just want to connect with the creator, but there's no product out there.
Right. That's like showstoppers.
Yeah, that's bringing people in. That's like Tom Buckwood did another, studio tour review. Epos Vox did a video today just talking about his bottlenecking workflow. Like people are making videos right now that are the guys we try to be, and they're not even gear reviews. They're just
to make content.
Yeah. So I would not, because I was there a couple months ago. Remember, I was getting in my feelings because I was like, man, these are terrible numbers. And then within 2 weeks later, they doubled.
Yeah.
But right now they're back to those low numbers again. And yet my views are all like, most of my views are older videos, 6 months and older.
Yeah. Well, it's not like depressing me or nothing.
It's frustrating.
There's a little bit of like, oh, I wonder what's going on. I'm not stopping. I'm still working on stuff. I've got 2 that I'm editing right now.
Yep.
One's for the review and one's for the Chronicles. I have another one that I want to start. I wanted to start this weekend for the Chronicles. It was just something I noticed. I was just looking through it. I'm like, man, I got like 10 views here. You know, I still have yet to hit like where you and Kevin are, like where I'm getting 500,000 per video. That just doesn't. I don't even get that at all.
It takes a while. It took me a couple months, but this is the dead season. It'll pick up here in a month because you're getting to Black Friday,
Yeah.
getting to Christmas season, so it'll start picking up. But Chris is right on it. It's just we're in this time of year where everybody's back to school. They're trying to bang out their last vacations before the weather drops. They're doing their last camping trips of the year.
Yeah.
Everybody's out and about trying to cram in everything before the weather really sinks in and everybody's locked in for the season. It's just everything is just down. And I've heard it on Tom Buck and Heather's their live
podcast.
The podcast they do together. Just everything is just down. Because I was talking to Tom about it and he's like, dude, it's everywhere. Numbers are just down. It's the end of summer, beginning of fall. That's the low
And then
part.
you're coming into Christmas, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah.
And that, like the webcams that ObsBot sent me, they're asking me, they did the review, but they're asking me to hold off the releasing the video until
Probably
October 27th, like the end of the month, because they know this is a dead season to post videos. So like I can post it whenever I want. They didn't say you have to do it here, but they were just saying it'd be really nice if you would hold on to they sent me the stuff, but they're just saying, please don't, even though there's no embargo, there's no nothing. If you could wait until the beginning of November to release it, that would be awesome because it's closer to Black Friday. So even like the manufacturers are saying they see the numbers are down right now.
Yeah.
And they're all sending stuff now to be released in November. Yeah, I haven't even heard from Fine about product release forever. And then yesterday was the first time, and they're wanting to send me multiple stuff. Like, dude, pick one.
No,
like,
I'll take multiple. I got the time right now.
Yeah, see, I don't, but that's another thing. I'm not stressing about not having the time right now because this is a slow season. Like you could be grinding and killing yourself with workflow and not getting results for it.
Bill forgot to ask, outdoor mic, if I'm on a boat with not being able to have it right in front of it, would I use a Bluetooth while fishing?
Bluetooth, like when I go fishing, I use a lavalier mic.
You can use a wireless.
Yeah. You can use a wireless mic where the transmitter is connected to you and the receiver is plugged into your GoPro.
I can show him one that he can use, but not one he can go diving with.
No.
If he's just on the boat, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we said. If he's standing in front of a mic, I would use a wireless
does a
system, transmitter receiver system, and then you could either use the actual the receiver, or you can use like a receiver that's like the size of this, or you could use one where you can plug a lavalier mic into it and clip it here.
I can't remember what GoPro he has, but do they have the ability to plug in?
Yes, I have the GoPro Hero 7 Black.
Wireless lavs?
And you have to get an adapter with the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Here, I'll get it real quick since it's right here. Hold on.
Because, Bill, if you're listening, not diving. He's got the Hero 9, so he's probably got the ability for that too.
So you get this little adapter for GoPros. You get a case like this. It's got room for an adapter that slides in, and the adapter has the USB-C plug to charge it, and then the 3.5 millimeter jack to plug in a wireless lavalier mic or a wireless
Is that set. A USB-C?
Yep.
All right.
And that's what I do when I use my GoPro. I would just hook up like my Rode Wireless Go or
because you can use
Hollyland or Mono or Comica. Plug
stuff
the
like
receiver
this.
right into this.
This is a Movo.
Yeah, Movo.
This is
Yep.
the WMX1, but it's made to go. It's got USB Type C, which works on iPhone 15 and above,
Yeah.
plus all the Androids, and you can use this with your phone.
Yep. I had a Comica one like that where it plugs directly into your phone.
Yeah, and this will go into your phone, and then if you really wanted to, you can plug in headphones to monitor it. And then there's a lav mic, a wired lav mic that you just take this and clip it to your pocket, and then there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
would
can
use a
finally use
wireless
this.
mic
Bark
system.
Bark reviewed it, and it was cheap, man. It was like $10 or something, and I was like, dude, I gotta get one. So I bought it, but it has the USB Type C. So I bought these little adapters that are USB C to Lightning adapters. And when I hooked it up to my 13, which was the Lightning, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So now I want to try it.
Bluetooth mics are unreliable because think about it. Sometimes you're using your phone.
Yes, they are.
And they grab onto other stuff. Like my wife, classic Bluetooth, like my cell phone, when she starts her car in the driveway, I lose audio on my cell phone because the Bluetooth grabs onto my phone.
Yeah.
So if you have a Bluetooth device and sometimes you're trying to record something and somebody else walks by that also is paired to that, it just causes all kinds of pairing problems.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to go wireless.
Bill, you could even use something like these. Sorry if I'm making a bunch of noise.
No, you're good.
These, I think this was like $10 or $20. They'll plug into your phone, and then you just turn it on. The only thing you have to charge is these, and you just turn those on, and those connect right away. It's not Bluetooth. It's like it's using NFC, I believe. But the regular wireless, these are cheap, man. Like $10.
I think they're like 2.4.
These are good. You're gonna get really good clear audio. The only thing I don't like about them is, like I said earlier, the noise canceling is like really strong, which is fine. You're gonna be heard, but there's gonna be no outside noises at all.
Yeah, I'm looking at those right here, $15.99.
Yeah, $15. He could plug this into the GoPro.
2.4 gigahertz pairing.
Yep. He could use his phone or his GoPro. But if you're going to do it with the GoPro, you got to find, they have some of these that have this adapter comes with a 3.5 millimeter jack that you can use, USB-C or Lightning port for iPhone.
Yeah, finds wireless microphone for iPhone, Android cameras. Their wireless set's only $65.
That's fine. Don't use Bluetooth though. Use wireless.
Yeah.
There's a difference. He's saying that something about 40 miles offshore, the camera not being hooked to you. Yeah. No, you won't have to worry about it, but just trust us. You want to use regular wireless mics.
Stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just clip it right to your shirt and receiver plugs into your phone, your camera, whatever it is, and then you clip the microphone right to your shirt and you're good to go. That's what I would use because they come with like little fuzzy ear muffs. You can see right here.
Now, most of these I've noticed lately, they don't have the ability to plug in a wired mic if you wanted to.
Yeah, like this one does not. You can't plug in a wired lavalier to it.
Because like this you can, and this is, Bill, like we were saying, you would put
Movo?
something, huh?
That's the Movo, right? You got in your hand?
In my hand, yeah. But this you would plug in to this, and it would just sit on your pocket. It's not connected from this to the camera. It's wireless, and then you've just got a wire would come up in your shirt or whatever, and you just clip it on, and you're getting good sound right there.
Is it right here? Is that the one you have?
I have that one too. I think you're looking at the regular set.
Yeah. But you can plug the lavalier into that one.
Yes, same thing. This one is, yeah, that's the other set that I have. This one just comes with this.
No, let me switch it over so they can see. Show that again.
And then the one that you're looking at right now is this one.
Yeah, comes with 2 transmitters or one. The one transmitter's $40. 2 transmitters 70.
Yeah. Yeah, this comes with 2. What is it? One. How much is it with the 2 transmitters?
70.
You know what I paid?
What?
180.
Yikes.
But I've had this for like 3 years.
Oh yeah, when they first came out.
Yeah. And these work good too. The only thing I have against the Movos, no screen. You can't control your gain.
Oh.
You don't, there's no, you can, there's a volume button on them.
Yeah, I see it right here.
But when you hit that button, you have no idea what it's at. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You have no way to gauge it
that would be frustrating.
Yeah, other than testing it while you're looking at a voice meter, like OBS, if you got it plugged into OBS or whatever, that's the only way you know where it's at, because there's no screen, there's no way to know.
Yeah, like the fine right here, you can see
It's
got like a little volume meter right there.
Yep.
And you have no idea how much I depend on those. Like,
yeah. See, because a lot of times when I use these, there's a lot of clipping because I don't know where to adjust it to.
These are the ones
that's what I want to try. Not those, but the smaller ones.
But you can see, like on the screen right there, you can see the battery life. It has everything. The volume on it. It gives you everything. So when I'm doing a live interview, I can see how much battery life is on it. I can see what there we go. So when they're talking, I can see both transmitters. I can see the volume. I can see the battery life. I can see the signal. So how, like, the distance between me and that, like, that's all relevant information. That Movo wouldn't give you any of that.
No, nothing. You're just guessing.
So yeah, whenever I do a video for mass viewing, I always use the Hollyland Lark Max because of that screen. And like the Rode Wireless Go and all the other ones, when you clip to your camera, the screen's facing the other way. That's why I got the Hollyland Lark Max, because the screen actually faces you when it's clipped to the camera, behind the camera.
Right.
Where the other ones, it's facing the front.
Would it work with multiple cameras? No. But what you would do is you would take the sound from those cameras and sync that up with the sound that you got from the mics.
Yeah, so you can use 2 cameras. Yep.
Yeah.
Use 2 cameras, but plug that into one of them, and then when you get back and you start doing your editing, just like Clay was saying, once you get in your software, you just sync the footage up to that one audio. Whichever one has that audio, use that audio, and then you can just go back and forth between the 2 video clips.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to do that, but
gotcha.
That's what you do. It's a little difficult, it's a little convoluted, but it works. And if you don't have software that will sync it for you, like I use Final Cut because I have a Mac, and I can highlight the 2 clips, and I click sync audio. It'll create a new clip with those 2 videos in it, and it'll sync it based on the audio. If you can't do that, you just do like a loud noise at the beginning or end, and then you look for that spike in your audio, and then you have something to match up.
Yeah. So seeing if I can bring DaVinci Resolve up.
That's quick. Just a hard way of doing it. That's all. But it works. But then you're also, do you have it quite? He's like, that's what I have you for. Yeah.
So like what Clay was just talking about, you got your video software. Like this would be one camera with let's just say we're looking at it. You got a video from one camera right here. The blue is the video, the green is the audio. And then if you had a second camera, you would just bring in the video from that one, clip it right over top like that. So now you've got two cameras right here, two different video feeds, but you would just get rid of the one audio.
Just drop the volume.
Yeah, the one that had just the raw audio that the camera,
From the camera.
built-in microphone was on that camera was recording. You just get rid of that audio and you just go off the audio with the wireless here. And then you can just, get to a certain spot and just, all right, I want to go.
Cut. Yeah. Cut.
When I get to this place, I just want to use that.
Thumper hit.
So just stuff like that.
Yep.
I hope I didn't
And
ruin
like
it.
I said,
I have
if
no
you-
idea what video I just went into. I hope it's not my next video.
And does DaVinci sync it for you? Can you sync it based on
Yes.
audio?
So you can, and you always start your video, whenever you're using two different cameras, always do a 3 clap. When you're
'cause then
recording,
you'll see a spike.
and then you can go into DaVinci Resolve and you could say sync audio according to time code or waveform. And waveform means
Pick
it's like the
waveform.
meter, like a heartbeat monitor. So it'll look for that 3 clap, those peaks, and it'll try to match the peaks of those loud noises. And it gets you like pretty darn close. And then you
Yeah.
just like make a macro adjustment to get it the rest of the way. But that's what I do whenever I'm doing my camera. I'll record video and I'll do OBS as a backup, but I'll record my video footage because sometimes OBS can crash. Sometimes your computer can crash. Sometimes your OBS will lag. So I'll always record on my camera as I'm using OBS. And if the footage gets kind of wonky on me, I can go straight to my Sony ZV-10 footage and just put it over top the audio.
Yeah.
So there we go. Made sense.
Yeah.
Cool. That was the mission. All right. Now, 43 minutes later, we really mean it.
We're tired. We're going. So thanks for coming in and joining the chat, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
appreciate you guys. 6 of you still hanging in there at 11:47. You guys are
Yeah.
awesome. Love you guys.
Bill will be up for a while. This is usually about the time between now and like 3 a.m. when he's going out and putting meat on the smoker because it needs to cook for 12 hours before he can,
I do have one question I almost forgot. King Paco, what microphone are you using now anyway? Like, what is your go-to microphone for your setup?
if he can,
before we
he'll
leave.
answer. I forget. He really was like asking what to get. He does gaming, and he really liked the pod mics, and he kept asking me about the pod mic USB, and he had told me prior to that he had a Vocaster 2. And I said, well, if you've got a Vocaster 2, you don't need to buy the pod mic USB because you're not going to use the USB. You don't need to. You've got a Vocaster. Or if you want to stop using it, then yeah. But don't spend the extra money. In my opinion, don't spend $250 or whatever it was just to have a USB plug if you've already got an audio interface.
Yeah, if you got the audio interface, Rode PodMic at $99 and the Rode PodMic USB at $199, the audio difference is so minimal that unless you're an audio techie, gear, gas syndrome nerd like we are, you're not going to hear the difference between
Not
them two
gonna notice
mics.
it.
It's so minuscule. It's an XLR only. So if you got the audio interface, save yourself the money, get the regular PodMic at $99 and just put a little bit of low end in it. Just a smidge. You're golden.
All right.
Yeah, we're done.
That's it. Good night, everybody.
But yeah,
Thanks.
I'd like to know what King Paco's mic
Oh,
is.
AM8.
AM8. Dude, you're golden.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't
know.
upgrade.
No, he's already got that's a good mic.
Dude, to me, the AM8 is one of the best sounding microphones out of the box with no processing on it. If you're never going to process it, it's one of the best sounding microphones with nothing on it. Just straight out of the box, golden.
Yeah, it's a good
I
mic.
wouldn't upgrade.
Unless you just happen
Unless
to
you want
have
to.
an addiction
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah. If it's just like you're like us, you just want to buy a new microphone every now and then yeah, there's stuff to upgrade to. But to me, if you got the AM8, then I would start worrying about your lighting worried about your audio interface, your Discord, worried about
Yeah.
putting that whole package together, I'd put your money somewhere else. That AM8's going to get you wonderful audio that you can focus your money somewhere else and then get a nicer mic.
It sounded so good. I don't want to say I regret it because I gave it to Boneyard.
Okay, yeah.
I don't regret giving it to him, but I'm contemplating buying another one just so I can have it because I liked it.
Yeah. I want to get
It
the white
sounded
one.
good.
I got the
I
black
watched
one, but I want to get the white
a
one.
couple of my older videos that had that mic in it, and I was like, I miss that thing, man. It sounded good.
I had the AM8 and I did the review with this one, right? And I was doing the USB comparisons and I'm like, my USB stopped working on my AM8. I haven't understand why I'm plugging it in and it's not working. It's because when I put the vinyl wrap on it, I never put the knobs back on. So my volume was all the way down. So just for the record, the AM8 did not die in USB. It still works. I covered up the spot where the knobs go. You can kind of see it in the light.
Oh yeah, you can push on them right now.
Yeah, so the knobs are missing. So I wasn't able to turn the volume up. That's it. That's all it was. It still works. I just don't use it in USB, so I covered it up so I could just use it like this in XLR mode. Yeah, great microphone. Don't worry about upgrading, man. Honestly, I don't know how if you're buying another microphone, you're not really getting a great bump in audio quality. You're just getting a different looking mic.
Yeah.
Being honest.
If that's what you want, then go ahead, but you don't need to.
Yeah. Or if you drop it a lot, you might want to get a different microphone because it's plastic.
Because that's really not meant for that.
That's where the Rode Pod mic will help you.
You can have Mike step on it and they still work good.
Yes. K669D took the full weight of my body on it.
Yeah.
No problem whatsoever.
No problem.
All right. I'm literally losing my voice.
All right, let's go.
We're talking. So
that's it.
Yeah,
so
we're done.
We'll see you next time. Whenever that is, we'll see you next time.
All right. Yeah.
Sound good?
What Clay said.
Yeah.
So tired. I don't even know what to say to end it.
All right.
Love you guys. I'll see you in the next live stream, next video.
Good night.
All right. Good night, guys.